What's up, guys? FSC Speed Shop. I've never gone live before, so this is the first time. If you see this rickety setup I've got going, I literally have my phone hooked up to, you're going to laugh at this, the vacuum cleaner, the rug attachment. That's how I've got that set up. So I don't know how many of you guys will actually watch this live. By the way, I've had a few drinks in me, so if I sound a little odd, that's okay. Currently, it's about 20 after 12 midnight in Wisconsin. It's 20 after 1 on the East Coast, and the rest of you guys can figure it out based on where you're at. But I do also have my laptop sitting here so I can try to get your guys' comments. That way I could read them if need be. So, I look terrible here. How do I mute this? Oh, God. You can see how often I do this. 20 watching now. Awesome. I was hoping I'd get some people. Oh, here we go. Mute. Perfect. Now I don't have to see, or at least hear myself. All right. Wait a minute. Why didn't... Mute. There you go. Mute. Perfect. All right. How do I go to see people comment? So start commenting, guys, so I can figure out how the heck to read them. There's a purpose to this. I'm actually helping out who I consider a friend of mine, which is why I go live. Normally I don't, because I like to produce videos, not the live ones where the signal or the audio is crappy and all that whatnot. But I probably should have tried this first. Sorry, terribly sorry. I don't know how to get to my comments. I don't see how to get there. Bear with me, guys. Oh, I wish I knew what I was doing. Let's see, what if I do click that? No, that doesn't do anything to help me. I see no comments. There's no way nobody's commenting. It just ain't no way. Settings. Full screen. Oh, there we go. I keep forgetting this is a touchscreen computer. Oh, there's the comments right there. All right. What's up, morning? Hi from South Africa. Holy smokes, that's a hell of a ride. What is this, LOL? Don't ask. That's a good question. Good morning. Yeah, I guess technically this morning. He won't see this, though, RIP. Yeah, I see it here, but that's okay. Love the bids, watching ever since a couple of Orwell videos. You know, I'll touch base on that real quick. This was always supposed to be an automotive channel, not a trucking channel, because of my shop, Fast Jack Speed and Custom Shop. This was not supposed to be a trucking channel by any means. In reality, the shop came from trucking back when I had my 99 Peterbilt. I may as well just explain that real quick. I had my 99 Peterbilt, and that truck went through its third engine. I opted to sell it. But for basically the price that I sold that 99 for, I bought an '01 Freightliner. And that was back before we had the ELD mandate. And I was with the same company I'm with now through all these trucks. When I got rid of the '01 Freightliner, I sold it and I bought Orwell. And honest to goodness, I was doing a lot of stuff with the YouTube and the cars, going to car shows. I mean, heck, I have some friends of mine that have exotic cars, so I thought that would be, my way to make a decent YouTube channel. Never in a million years when the lockdown hit, never in a million years did I think that it was going to be the trucks that would push my channel to where I have like 23,000 plus subscribers now. I mean, that was amazing to me. So I started transitioning over to truck content with automotive content sprinkled in. In fact, tomorrow morning, 6 a.m. Eastern, 5 on Central Time, I have a new one that I have scheduled to drop that I edited today. Matter of fact, filmed today with my 64 Impala Cricket Caper and my son's Dodge Ram 2500 Mr. Beefy. That was a response to Coastal Auto Reaction calling me out on a burnout video, to which he did a burnout with his truck I forget what year, but it's a really old Dodge D100, which is he had a porta-john in the load bed, did a burnout for where he just completely killed a set of tires and set his truck on fire, in fact. I couldn't beat that, but go ahead and check that out. Coastal Auto Reaction. Check that out. You'll see his big burnout call-out deal. That was pretty funny. So this is my response to that. You guys will see that at 5 a.m. this morning, so please go ahead and check that out. Now, why am I signing in live where I'm not even dressed in my own home? Well, that's what's on the TV right here. I'll go ahead and explain here shortly. While I sip on my scotch. Johnny Walker, by the way. I love my Johnny Walker. Let's see here. I love the Vimney on the PA first fire truck. See, it's beautiful. What time is it over there? It's 25 after midnight in Wisconsin. It's 12:30 for him. Okay, thank you for answering. He went back. What? LOL. He went back to go away from the ELB. Yeah, basically, that's why Orwell exists, was to get away from all of that nonsense. Not just that, but the emission system. It's insane. I don't know if he's a subscriber, but I had a guy comment today, there's an additive you can put in your fuel to get rid of the smoke. Why would I spend money on that? What goes out my tailpipe doesn't make me any money one way or the other. If it's black smoke, okay, get rid of the black smoke costs money, but doesn't make me any money. So that, to me, that's useless. But yeah, that's the big two reasons why I drive an 84. Yeah, that might change in the future. Somebody commented that too, but I'm hoping and praying that there's just not enough of guys like me out there for them to really start making a big problem. But I don't know. We'll see. Listen, I'm 43 years old. I've been trucking since 21, so believe me, I can adapt to anything. I have so far. That's why I'm still here. He went. Oh yeah, this comment I read earlier. Love the videos. Thank you, Kyle Buckman. I guess it is. Did you ever find a sensor for the Dodge Ram? Big Easy sent me 2 of them, but they're stuck at the border. And up there in Canada, they're a lot more common, so they're easier to get for him than it is for me. Here, the only answer I have is Rock Auto, which ironically, those are made in Canada by a company called Walker. But I ordered 2 of them. We're running on 1. The truck runs perfect now. But I think they have about 4 months of service life because that's how long the last one lasted. 3-month warranty, by the way. They lasted 4 months. I ordered 2. So I have 8 months worth. So as long as the stuff that Big Easy from Coastal Auto Reaction sends to me actually gets here within the next 8 months, I should be okay. You'll see the Dodge running tomorrow morning. Go ahead and check that out. The burnout one started with zip ties. Yeah, I kind of heard that after the fact. I didn't call anybody out. I just figured, you know what? I've been doing a lot of trucking content. And my Impala really hasn't been on the channel, like, literally at all recently. So I said, you know what, the heck with it. And I need to replace the tires on that car anyway. So, whatever. Listen, you'll see. I actually was going to edit the scene of me laughing out, but it was just too genuine to cut out. So, you'll see. I was laughing quite hysterically. Different side of me. Did you get to drive those Oshkosh Omni trucks? Yeah, loading them and unloading them. I was in the Air Force in my way younger life, but no, I did not drive them like professionally. I just moved them on the trailer or off the trailer, like at the ports. Question and answers here. This is not what I was thinking about making this video. I wanted to help out my friend here on the screen. Okay, if you look at the screen, go ahead and hit me with the comments on that. Look at my television. What is this on the TV? Please tell me if you know. And if you know me before I had a YouTube channel, please put that on here as well in your comments. I'm really wanting to know. Hello from Sheboygan. Just waking up to get to my truck and head to Wabash, Indiana. Hope to see you in passing sometime. Michael Terrell, you ever hit a deer? Yeah. That's why I did 2 whole videos on replacing my front bumper. Hit a deer, quite a few of them. One with Orwell. Believe me, that was a story in and of itself. just dealing with the insurance company on that. So for you guys to say insurance won't let you put on an old truck, yeah, that's not actually true. I have an 84. I have insurance. Same insurance I had on my 99 and my 01. Same insurance the rest of the company runs with brand new trucks. So they might not want to insure your older truck, but they can, and they should. So don't let them give you that line of crap. It's not insurance. They just don't want an older truck for whatever reason. But you can insure them. I do. Screen's a little far. Yeah, well, all right. Let me answer this one then. Okay. Sorry, I've had a few drinks in me. First time you see me on this channel drunk. Sorry. Drunk, buzzed, whatever. I'm home. Who cares? Steve Sommers used to be on WLW. Steve Sommers is the son of the truckin' bozo Dale Sommers. Who knows who that is? And why is he on my TV right now? Let's see here. Peterbilt pilot can't really see the TV. My lighting in this house is terrible. If I put this light on, I'll be backlit. Put that light on, it really won't help. This part of the screen is overlit. So for Steve Sommers producers, to turn that off would be better for their side, not mine. Well, it'd help me too, I guess. But I'm doing the best I can. Steve Sommers, no longer on WLW. So right now it's the Steve Sommers Overnight Drive, sponsored by Hot Shot Secrets. That's why I'm doing this video, is to help him out. Okay, let me see here. My dad's truck is the last of the KWs, thinking it was an 87. Ever picked up, dropped off in Washington, Indiana? Don't think so. No, probably not. Holly gets the dub, Steve. Oh, okay. Holly gets the dub, Steve. Okay, I think I get it. All right. This guy is very awesome. Okay, here's the long and short of it, right? When I started actually paying attention to overnight drive and radio, Dale, his father, Truckin' Bozo, was already retired and went over to XM radio. When I started listening to Steve Sommers, was probably midway in my career on XM satellite radio, back when WLW out of Cincinnati, Ohio, put their feed on Sirius XM. And I used to listen to it. I listened to a lot of talk radio, if you guys haven't figured that out already. But anyway, long story short, started listening to Steve Sommers back then, and I would call in regularly. If you guys don't recognize the voice, you're talking to Q Ball. I always spelled it Q-B-A-L-L. You're right. That's not how you spell Q Ball, but that's how I spelled it. Anyway, so I used to call in all the time with the CB handle, Q Ball. Many, many, many years. When I started my shop and started part-time truck driving rather than a full-time, once I paid off my rig, I started trying to use my shop to get custody of my youngest son, Matthew, who's been on the channel more times than, well, quite a few times he's been on there, including coming up at 5 a.m. So with that, that's how that whole thing started. But you guys are probably well aware, my computer went off, hang on. There we go. Computer went black for a minute. All right, so I got custody of my youngest son, Matthew, when he was a freshman in high school. And I was only driving about half the time. The other half I was working with the shop. Like I said earlier, my whole thing with my shop was so I could be off the road, get custody of my son, and try to just change out of trucking. Pandemic hit, and everything was all about car shows. And that had canceled. So I started throwing my truck on the road, and that's how most of you guys got to me, was because of the truck, not the car shows. Imagine that. Hound Dog, love the videos. I like older trucks, as do I. If you haven't noticed, other than the Mercedes, most of my stuff is old, and I've always liked older stuff. I would rather drive that beat-ass 64 Chevy around than something brand new. I just wanted a nice car. Actually, I bought the Mercedes for Jen. It really wasn't for me, but I do enjoy the car. But I like older stuff. I'd say better, but it's either nice luxury cars, like higher end cars, or really old cars, like a Ford Focus. I've junked nicer things than that. Hello from Toronto. Hell yeah. Your truck is so cool. Okay, yeah, I think it is, but it's a work truck. I'm not like Whistling Diesel, where this truck means nothing to me, but by no means is it my life. There's a lot more to me than that truck. I love the videos, driver. I like the older trucks. They're better. Yeah, but there are downfalls with having the older truck. All right, back to Steve Sommers. So he was on WOW, and I would call in under the CB handle Cue Ball. So, just hit me with the comments. Anybody here live know of the Steve Sommers show, or have ever heard me on that show call in as Cue Ball? Go ahead and let me know if you've ever seen that or heard of it. But I called in for years and years. Anyway, long story short, recently, not too long after the election, iHeartRadio, who owns WLW, told Steve, "You're done. That's it. You're out. No more." So, Hotshot Secrets gave him a studio that you see on my television, and the reason why I'm going live is to promote Steve Sommers' overnight drive. So with that, go ahead and write this down or figure out where. Let me check my comments. I'm gonna check. Hey, from Cincinnati. What was that? Chris Last. You ought to know who the hell Steve Sommers is, or at least his father, Truckin' Bozo. How many miles that truck been through? Oh, quite a lot. Can you live stream sometime while you're driving? I suppose I can. The audio will be terrible, but I guess I could try. I can't read the comments while I'm driving, so I don't know about that. Maybe one time I park somewhere, I'll do a live stream. Coastal Auto Reaction does live streams a lot. Another non-trucking channel I follow a lot is Zoffinger and Michael Steen. They're doing a great loop with the boats. Should look that up. They do a lot of live streams. Granted, they're on the water, but sometimes the signal is terrible in the audio. There's no production quality to it, so I've really resisted the live. Hopefully this comes out good. Thailand. I'm not even going to attempt that name. That'd be insulting. Hello from Thailand. Hello from the States. I'm amazed I have international followers like that. That is so awesome. How many miles that truck been through? A little over 1 million. Hello from Cincinnati. Ben Elkins, you are like me. I'd rather have an older car than a new car. Absolutely. Ray Wilson. Ray Wilson, if I ever get some merch made, dude, you just got to just let me know how to send it to you. And you're getting a lot of merch off of me for free. I already have older shop shirts I need to get to you, but absolutely when I start getting a merch store up and actually some shirts and swag for you guys, yeah, Ray, you won't pay for a thing. Ray has a really interesting story. I love that guy, Ray. He's a phenomenal subscriber. I've talked about him in previous videos. I think the guy's awesome. He really humbles me. He really does. Here's to you, Ray. Salud. Calls me hero. I ain't no hero. I'm just a dad that drives a truck. Guy his age, those are the heroes in this world, believe me. Okay, Ray Wilson. Hero, what's up? I ain't no hero. Ben Elkins, you are so cool. No, I'm not. I'm a douchebag with a phone. Do a live drive, Kyle Buckman says. Probably said that wrong, too. I can do that while I'm parked, not driving. I can't read the comments while I'm driving. Think about it. I do have to be very careful of like using the camera while I'm driving. I can't show that I touch anything while I'm driving. I have to have GoPros fixed before I drive that I can turn on before I get moving. Believe me, it's not like driving a car. Trucks are so heavily regulated. My employer and our customers would really frown upon what I do if I showed myself reading comments as I drove. But parked, it's a whole nother story. I'll try to get that done. I should have Orwell finished this week. And hopefully by Thursday, Friday, I'll start loading and getting more fresh content. Although I do still have the remainder of the trip back from Long Island. I still have to edit and send out, but that's the last of it. I haven't driven Orwell since about a week before Thanksgiving. Other than that, I haven't driven a mile since then. Oh, great, computer blacked out. Oh, there it goes. It came back quick. Mr. Trucker, really love your channel. You're great, and your son is awesome. Keep being you. Love you. Well, thank you, Mr. Trucker. Me and Matthew appreciate that. Your truck needs sports mufflers. You talking about Orwell or Mr. Beefy? Orwell doesn't have any mufflers. There's muffler screens. There's no mufflers in there. Holly gets the dub. Worst state to drive in from your experience. Oh boy. Worst state to drive in. Two of them straight come to mind. One is California, because one, I can't drive there no more with Orwell. I'm allowed 1,000 miles a year inside of California. Most of California is pretty easy, but it's so friggin' slow at 55 mile an hour. Granted, Orwell, I only run her about 65, 70 tops, but that double nickel, man, that don't work for me. As far as other people, believe it or not, the worst, in my opinion, the worst, Virginia. On 2-lane roads, Virginia ain't so bad, but when you get to 3-lane roads, for whatever reason, they have absolutely no comprehension of what lane authority is. Stay right, accepted pass does not exist there. So I find it, if you have a fast truck, Virginia is very difficult. You're always trying to pass and then back to the right and get around and out to the left and out to the right. You're always juking and jiving. And those people don't even drive the speed limit, which is like 70. And if you have a fast truck, so if you're trying to do 75, oh my God, all 5 over, yeah, good luck. For me, those are the worst. With Orwell, I keep her at 65. I really don't have too much trouble, except it's just a longer drive, but it is what it is. California, Virginia, that's my answer. Ben Elkins, I love Orwell and you. Well, I'm so glad you guys are watching. I think we drive fine in Virginia. Well, the truck drivers probably do, but cars, when you see cars lollygag into a 65 and a 70 in a far left lane, yeah, that's a problem. Hello from North Texas. Hello from southern Wisconsin. It's warmer where you are. I should be there, but I'm not. Although I do believe Ohio drivers stink too. That's from Take Turns Gaming. Look, crappy drivers are all over this country. That's a debate I didn't really want to get into. Okay, so let's see. Orwell, 1984 book is happening now. Yeah, no crap. Exactly. I keep my channel away from politics for a reason, but if you pay attention, you can figure me out. 1984, yeah, live and in Technicolor, boys and girls. You should run a bunch more trucks under your authority, and they have to be all cab overs. That's from Jesse Berger. I'm sorry, probably didn't hear me. Jesse Berger, you should run a bunch more trucks under your authority, and they have to be cab overs. I don't have my own authority. I'm leased to Widmeyer Express. I run under their flag, and I do really well with them. I don't plug them per se, but I don't hide them either. I am thinking about putting another truck on and hiring a driver, but as an owner-operator, and any owner-operators you guys may know will tell you, keeping equipment up is very difficult, especially when it's your own equipment. Keeping up equipment that other people drive is even worse. So when you're driving antique trucks, and all cab overs here in the States are antiques, they're real hard to maintain. if you have other people driving, because nobody you will ever hire will take care of your truck like you do. I guarantee you, if I hired somebody and had them drive Orwell would not do as good as it does with me. And I'm only one guy. I drive the truck, run the truck, fix the truck. So I don't exactly have a whole shop behind me to repair a truck that somebody else broke while I'm on the road. See the problem? It's a scary proposition. I'm not saying it won't happen. I'm just saying chances are it may not. But we'll see. We'll see what the future brings. Hey, look. Somebody mentioned 1984 is happening now. Look, you adapt and overcome. Whatever might be coming our direction, politically, legislatively, regulation-wise. Look, I've survived this long. I won't go under. I'm too damn stubborn. And I can't sing and dance, and nobody wants to watch me sing and dance. Popeyes or Chick-fil-A? That's by Zeb Vigil. Popeyes or Chick-fil-A? Popeyes. They don't put Chick-fil-A's in many truck stops. But I like Chick-fil-A. They just are not available with truck parking. Ben Elkins again. Your truck in 1984, right? Yes. Have you met any other trucking YouTubers over the road recently? No, I have not. I wouldn't mind it. I wouldn't mind doing a collaboration with any other truck YouTubers. Speaking of which, the one I've been watching a lot recently is actually a female truck driver from Sweden. Razor Kitten is her YouTube. Trucker Cassie is what she's known by. If you're an American truck driver, watch that channel. Their trucks are very different from ours. He's going so fast. What are some of your favorite places to eat while on the road? Here, right here at home where I cook. Because truck stop food is terrible. I like eating home. Truckers don't get enough credit. No, we don't. Same with Eugene Shin. Eugene Shin says same with farmers too. You know what? I was that guy growing up. If you asked me where my food came from when I was a kid, I would tell you Pathmark. Other than milk, eggs, cheese, and cold cuts, that came from the deli. You get my point? That's how I was. Believe me, I understand farmers now a lot more. Some of my best friends are farmers. +1 for Razor Kitten. Hell yeah, there you go. Justin, who has a channel, Just Trucking, is a good channel. I've never seen that channel. I should check that out. Life Behind the Wheel, I'm well aware of him. In the words of Coastal Auto Reaction, YouTube is a community, not competition. So other trucking channels are not competition. It's a community. I don't think anybody does it like I do, and I don't do it like anybody else. So hence, we really aren't competitors. We should all be friends, at least know of each other and work together. Because in the end, we're all doing the same thing, right? Yes, sir, I am a dairy farmer. Absolutely. Matter of fact, I broke my thumb years ago hauling hay to a dairy farmer in probably Midwestern Wisconsin. I should tell that story one day. That hurt. Emil, Swedish. Hi. What up, Emil? Probably saying it wrong. I have a distant cousin named Emil, which, that's Italian. My mom's side's Italian, so, it is what it is. Drop out at 15 to help family more. Yeah, that's a hard life. Hopefully family took care of you too. Let's see here. My dad is a farmer. He always nice with truck drivers. Truckers and farmers have a lot in common, more than diesel. Okay, guys, I'm reading this, but I don't hear much about Steve Summers. How in that world is it that I'm reading all these comments and none of you guys know who Steve Summers is? Or ever heard me call in back in the day under the name Cue Ball? I just did call in a little bit right before I went live. Surprised. I'm really surprised at that. Here's what it is. Hopefully he has better access now that he's on YouTube as a podcaster than when he was a radio host for a radio station. That's the Scotch repeating. If they only had Italian deli, Ray Wilson. I love you, brother. If they only had an I'm black. If they only had an Italian deli in every truck stop, the hero would be there. God, with something in the music. That's probably a typo. If they had an Italian deli in every truck stop, I'd be weighing a lot more than 270. And I'd be out of breath just turning the key, let alone strapping their chain and down loads. By the way, Wednesday, they got a video coming out of icebreakers coming through Sturgeon Bay. We were hiking, me and Jen were hiking. And a lot of people have been commenting about me being out of breath when I'm tying down loads. And yeah, that's a bad thing. I'm strong, but I don't have any wind. So we've been working on that. I'm not going to go to the gym having to wear a muzzle. That's not happening. So what me and Jen have been doing is doing a lot of hiking. Visiting my oldest son, we went hiking. I didn't film any of that because, well, he's a very private person. He doesn't like being on video. But we did some hikes that literally I was way out of my league. So we've been doing a lot of hiking in Wisconsin. Probably on weekends when Jen heads off, we try to do some hiking. And that's when I caught them icebreakers coming to Sturgeon Bay. That's when we caught those icebreakers coming through Sturgeon Bay. I thought that was pretty badass. That video will be out Wednesday. I literally just threw that together and filmed it with my phone. I never heard of the Steve Summers radio show. Okay, so here's what you do. You ready? His old time slot was 12 a.m. Eastern to 5 a.m. Eastern, okay? So here's what you do. Go on YouTube, well, you're on YouTube now, and look up, like you see on my TV, Hot Shots Secret. Look that up, subscribe to that channel, and you're going to find that they have the overnight, that's who's running the overnight radio show. So subscribe to Hot Shot Secrets, and that's where you'll find it. 12 a.m. Eastern to 5 a.m. Eastern. It's the old school overnight trucking radio. Okay, old school style, right? Talk about trucking things, mostly politics, but a lot of trucking things as well. And you got to admit, well, politics, I don't want to get involved in politics. Well, hold your roll right there. Trucking is politics, okay? Because politicians try to kill trucking. My channel was born on that. So, as much as I don't get involved in politics in my produced videos, me and Steve, for the overwhelming majority, my name is Steve, by the way, too, which is also a little freaky. And I always forget, I'm terribly sorry, I always forget to mention my name in the videos. But my name is Steve Feschak. That's Steve Summers. Me and Steve, with very few exceptions, agree on a lot of things. So with that being said, you're not going to watch my channel all the time. So between 12 a.m. and 5 a.m., this is where to find it. Go on Hot Shot Secrets. It's HOT space SHOT apostrophe S Secret. Their YouTube channel right there. And then he's live right now. If you want, bounce off from me, find it, subscribe, and then come back, or stay over there. Either way. But this whole purpose of the video was to promote Steve Summers' show. I probably should have gotten into that more, but I did not. So with that, Hot Shots Secret. HOT space SECRE. Oh boy. Scotch is hitting hard. HOT space SHOT apostrophe S, another space SECRET. Hot Shots Secrets. Or actually, it's Hot Shots Secret. Go on their YouTube right now. Click that subscribe button. Hit that notification bell. And give my boy some comments. Tell him Cue Ball sent you. Cue Ball is my CB handle. I don't really talk about that too much. Oh yeah, yay. I got a lot of comments here. JNIC, talking about my sleep settings on the laptop. Yeah, this is actually my son's. I don't own a laptop. He has that. I've got the big supercomputer in the other room. Italian Deli, 6'4" Fab. Italian Deli would do. Wait, how do I make it? Like, stop. Oh, wait, touchscreen. My computer, right, touchscreen. Italian Deli would more likely be more healthy for you than a truck stop food. Really, Italian food is quite good for you. Maybe one day I'll do a cooking video. I cook here too. I don't think my food's healthy. It's plentiful. G World Podcast. What do you think about the Tesla Semi and other electric trucks? You know, here's the thing, right? I'm a free market guy. If you build it and it don't sell, you'll figure out real quick, public don't want it. If you build it and it does sell, public wants it. Electric semi, here's my answer. Whether I'm burning diesel, see this TV, it burns coal. So is this laptop. Most likely whatever you're powered up with, the lights in this house, it's all running on coal. Yeah, it's electric. Coal-fired generator made it work. So you can plug your zero-emission car into the coal-fired power plant and get power. It ain't zero emission, is it? My point's real simple. I'm a free market guy. If the diesel trucks sell and the electric car don't regulate it. Just understand it. It's not going to work. Look at Tesla. I thought electric cars would never go anywhere. Elon Musk with Tesla. He's making money. He figured out how to make it work. My issue's with the batteries. You ever have a cell phone over like a year old? The battery's got to be replaced. So when them Teslas are like 3-4 years old, are the batteries still any good? I don't know how much it costs to replace batteries in those things. I think your battery's going to be the problem. Look, as far as the electric trucks go, let the free market reign. If electric truck is the future, then let it be. Leave it alone. Let it work. But if the electric truck cannot compete with the diesel, such as mine, then don't subsidize the electric. I don't want to have to pay for my competitor. That's wrong. That's my opinion. But if the electric truck runs and works, let it go. Ray Wilson, like Truck and Bozo or Charlie Douglas? I've heard of Charlie Douglas, never listened to him. Truck and Bozo, when he was on Sirius XM, I listened to him. I thought he was entertaining. He was more funny, a little bit less serious than his son Steve is. But, not everybody's going to be exactly like his father. It's only going to be one Truck and Bozo. I remember the skit of Truck and Bozo and Earl Pitts when I was in truck driving school. I remember that. A lot of guys probably remember that. Oh, man, they talk about that every now and again. AJ44, hello, Paisano, fellow trucker from Winnipeg, Canada. We're probably about the same age, but you remind me of the old man when he was a trucker. Keep up the great vids. Man, I'm trying. How to oof :D at me. Which hairstyle is the best for you? You're looking at it. I totally agree on the battery's point, not to mention how when change wears out, takes hours to recharge. Yeah, I guess so. Cali is bad for old iron. Cali is bad for more than old iron. Like everything. Other than to visit. Ray Wilson. I'll go back to work. Wait, it moved. I'll go back to work and haul freight with a golf cart. I'll build you the trailer, brother. You ever get the Ram fixed? Yes, Mr. Beefy has a from Rock Auto. Sorry, I've been drinking. Not drinking enough. Sorry, terribly sorry. Johnny Walker Red. It's bad for you. It's good for me. Bad for you. Bought 2 crank position sensors from Rock Auto. One is in there now. The second one is on a shelf. And 2 more are coming from Big Easy at Coastal Auto Reaction. That's another YouTuber. Check him out, Coastal Auto Reaction. He's a big Mopar guy. He's another guy that got bent over by DDE. That's a good question. Maybe I'll bring that up. I'm terribly sorry. I wish you guys... Man, that tells you what 700 WLW was doing to this poor guy. My buddy Steve Summers. Not helping him out at all. Hardly anybody knows him. I'm reading the comments. Nobody knows him. Anyway, who knows DDE? Daily Driven Exotics. Who knows them? I'll show you something in a minute. Let's see some DDE comments pop up over here. I'll show you something here real quick. What's the news with the new pickup? There is no new pickup. Did I talk about that? All right, I was looking into a brand new Dodge Ram. I'd have to order one because I have to have an 8-foot bed so I could tow my boat or my Harley to Florida at the same time. Sorry. Let me reword that. I was looking at a brand new pickup truck, 3/4 ton or 1 ton, but I need an 8-foot bed. The reason I need an 8-foot bed is because I have to put a Harley in the bed while I tow either a travel trailer or a Sea Ray to Florida from Wisconsin to get me out of the winter. Nobody orders 8-foot beds anymore, so everything on the dealer lot is 6 foot or 5.7. It's either 6.2 or 5.7 foot, which they may as well be no beds. So you may as well just order me a car at that point. I thought about it. I'm not really sure. DDE is pretty cool. See that? DDE FTW. Either fuck the world or forever 2 wheels. Kyle Botman, if you're buying a truck. I don't know what that means there, Kyle Botman, if you're buying a truck. 2500 Ram. Yeah, if I bought anything brand new, it would not be a half ton. It's too light. The Sea Ray, the way it's set up right now, does not have a weight distribution hitch because most boat trailers do not, although I might make mine have a weight distribution hitch like my travel trailer. But yes, if I was in a brand new market, it would not be half ton. It would have to be 3/4 ton or better. But I don't want dually. 2500 Ram. Yeah, I priced one. Problem is, it's a 3-month wait to order one, and a hard credit pull is only good for 2 months. So my credit is mid-range. So before I order a truck and then not get the financing, I'd rather know ahead of time. So the answer is no. If I do buy one, it'd be used. But I do have other ideas in my head. My oldest son just bought a brand new Jeep Rubicon. Those are on the lot right now. I might go that route and then just work with my square body Chevy that has not been on the channel at all, but should be. Actually, it was once. Oh, that's another story. Ford F-350. Ben Elkins says Ford F-350. Ford's probably a good option for me, but I'm not thrilled with Ford, meaning that when I did those videos, if you guys look a while back, I did videos at Chicago Auto Show. A whole bunch of them. Now, my father, if you go way back, most of you guys probably don't, but I implore you to go back and look. Long before the trucking videos started making my channel actually successful, I had a video where I was borrowing my dad's Ford Expedition. My dad bought that truck brand new so he could tow a brand new travel trailer. And I borrowed that for about 5 or 6 months. I put brand new tires on it, sent it back to him actually. But those are one of the last Expeditions that came with a V8, the truck Coyote motor, if you will. In 2020, when I did the auto show in Chicago, Ford Expedition comes with a 3.8 liter EcoBoost V6 and nothing larger. That's pathetic. Okay? The Ford GT, their modern version of a GT40, that's their supercar. That's their exotic car with a V6. 3.8 liter. Meanwhile, Lamborghinis, like my buddy Nick, that's I think a 5.2 liter V10. So I'm sorry, Ford is out of the question. They're done. Until they start figuring out you need to actually put big engines in big trucks, I got nothing to do with Ford at all. Old Fords are great. Oh, hey, my sister's watching. Hi, Steve. Hi, T. Love you. Sorry, I've been drinking. Ray Wilson up here earlier. Does the SS Minnow have a potty? Yes, it does. If you're talking about my boat, yes, it does. It has no engine, but it has a potty. Boat update, we cracked the damn block on that thing. So, I didn't. It was cracked when I bought it. I got one trip out of it. The engine's out. I'm trying to figure out what direction I take with that engine build. I know I don't want 454. If I stroke it, I can go up to 496. Kind of make a older version of a Horizon 8.1. Or do I go all the way up to 572? I don't know. Thinking about it. Eugene Shim or a Duramax. Nah. I don't haul enough weight with a pickup truck often enough to go diesel pickup truck. That's not happening. For me, with pickup trucks, it's gasoline or it's not. Might as well put a cat in it. Yeah, but Caterpillar don't work with pickup trucks. Ray Wilson, I might want to ride on the boat goals sometimes. That could happen. Ray, where the hell are you? I forget. You're like Tennessee or something somewhere down south. Just give me the state. You don't need to tell people who you are. But I do want to see on here what state are you from? I genuinely do forget. Okay, purpose of this, me being live, drinking at 10 after 1 here in Wisconsin. Steve Sommers overnight drive right here on the television. That's why I got it set up the way I do. Overnight truck and radio, live from 12 to 5 a.m. So, used to be on WLW, got fired because iHeartRadio doesn't want any, let's say, conservative-leaning hosts on there. At least that's my opinion. They fired him. Hot Shot Secrets picked them up because they were a sponsor of the show for many, many years. And they have him live on right now. Today is his first day on air, which is why I even did this live while I've been sitting here drinking to promote the Steve Sommers Overnight Drive show. So go on YouTube at Facebook Live too. They are also on Facebook Live. By the way, my forum that I know best is YouTube. So go on YouTube, Hot HOT space SHOT apostrophe S Hot Shots Secret. Find them on YouTube. They're live right now. Click on there. Throw some comments up. Say, hey, FSC Speed Shop, Cue Ball, whatever. Sent you. That's an overnight truck and radio show, guys. I'm assuming most of my subscribers are truckers or maybe former truckers. So, and if you're way out there and who knows where, subscribe. I have subscribers that are from literally all over. I've contacted a couple of you guys from like literally England, Poland, Romania. all over the place. So I have no idea what time it is in England. I suppose I could look it up. No, I can't. The phone is filming and the computer's on over here. Either way, even if you guys look, it's 12 a.m. to 5 a.m. Eastern here in the United States. So you can figure it out. That's when the show is live. But I'm sure it'll be available after it's off. Check it out. Listen to it. I'm trying to hook my buddy up, man. He put me on air a lot of times long before I had a YouTube channel. I was just a call-in guy calling in on a radio show. Nothing more, nothing less. And I called in a lot, and I was really grateful just to have a forum to be heard where my opinion was heard. So that's why I'm doing this live. Pushing you guys to the Steve Summers Overnight Drive on the YouTube channel Hot Shots Secret. Look that up. Now, what's Hot Shots Secret? Okay, I'm not Chris Krabelchik. Dude, he's another name like me. I'm not the guy that runs the place, but here's the basic idea from a mechanic. Let me read through this, and I'll get right back to what Hot Shot Secrets is. And, yeah, if anybody from Hot Shot Secrets, Chris, if you're watching, we could work together. I have an older truck. I could use some fuel additive. I did break down in the middle of hauling a wide load fire truck. Maybe some additive could help me. Chris, hook me up. I hook you guys up. This one's free. Oh, it's Ray Wilson, Middle Tennessee. I thought so, Tennessee. All right. Ray, I have a goal like what Michael Steen and Marty Zoffinger are doing. Two separate YouTubers. Throw them a plug. Michael Steen, Michael, spell regular Michael, Steen, and Marty Zoffinger. I ain't even going to try to spell that one. But Marty does a lot of, I think it's Zoffinger. Anyway, something along that line. Long story short, they're doing the Great Loop. The Great Loop is coming around Florida, up the East Coast, through the Erie Canal, down right by here, right by Green Bay, actually, through Lake Michigan, through Chicago, and into Mississippi, down into the Gulf, and back to Chicago. That's like 6,000 miles. Them boys are doing that as we speak. They just started on 30. I can't remember what type of boats they got, but they got like 30, 35 foot-ish between two of them, a pair of twin engine straight inboard boats. They're doing that Great Loop now. But anyway, they would kind of come past there. I've always wanted to do the loop, and if I ever did the loop with my Sea Ray, I would have to do it in sections and then just trailer it back home and then bring it back and then do another section. That's what I thought about. So, Ray, if I ever come through that way with the boat, man, you'd be the first dude I'd love to have on that boat, man, once this COVID crap is over. Because I know you're an older guy. See, that guy Ray, that's the thing with Ray. I don't want to put too much of his business out there on the street, but Ray is, he's an older gentleman who has to, unlike myself, who already had COVID, and Jen and Matthew, we already had COVID, okay? For us, it was just, matter of fact, when I was putting my boat together, that's when I had it. When I was filming putting the manifolds on my engine, that's when I had COVID. It really wasn't that bad for us. Matthew didn't even get the sniffles. That's enough before I get demonetized. But Ray's an older gentleman. He has to be careful like my father. So when this crap is over, hopefully Ray can get out a little bit more than he has. And I always remember that. Not everybody is like me. Frank Gaffney says, call him up and talk to him again. I'm assuming you're talking about Steve. Man, I hate calling a radio show twice in one night. Maybe later. I'm not going to do that live. Eugene Shin. Good night, everyone. Got to get some sleep. Then go get milk. Love your vids and stay safe trucking, and God bless you all night. Absolutely, brother. Hey, I'm humbled the fact that anybody even wants to watch my crap. I put a lot of effort to make good videos, And I got a lot of comments, too much music, and then I take the music down and I get the wind noise. And wind noise is terrible, brother. If I don't want to watch it, why the hell would you want to watch it? I try to work both, but the GoPro on the top of a truck at 65 mile an hour, it's going to be all noise, wind. You're not going to hear that motor. Ben Elkins replied, Utah. 10-4 Fab. Everyone deserves to be heard. Amen. And then I got... where is it here? I missed something here. I'm terribly sorry I can't get to everybody. Do you answer... Thomas Mize? Do you answer Facebook messages? Sometimes. I'm actually trying to get away from Facebook. The shop page is there. It's a real pain in the ass to go back and forth from my personal messenger to the shop's messenger. I do occasionally, but that's not the best place to get a hold of me, I'll tell you that. Email, FestChat Shop, FESZCHAK, shop, SHOP, @gmail. That's the best way. Ray Wilson. Yeah, I'm not going to reply to that. Your medical stuff doesn't need to be on YouTube. But yeah, exactly that. So, yeah, I understand your position. And I'm really glad because you've been here for, like, forever in my channel. Ray Wilson again. That video you put out this morning driving in New York was professional quality. Man, I tried. That joke with the Italian music on that New York video. My mom is from Brooklyn. She's Italian. Pure Italian, FBI, full-blooded Italian. She's short. She's like this short to me, probably about that short to me now in her older age. She's 71 years old. Tough as bricks, absolute tough as bricks. But she's from Brooklyn originally, and that's where she was born and raised. So I threw the Italian music up there. It wasn't a knock on Brooklyn. I was just proud to have a mother that's Italian from Brooklyn. Radar Michael, love Orwell. I'm a driver and dream of a cab over one day. Oh, and rock that rim. Love seeing it. I love seeing it annoy people. Let me tell you something. I should get into this. I will in a second. There was something else I was supposed to get into and I forgot. Been drinking. So your glass is empty, and I literally just drank the last of the bottle, so. After that, it's just beer. Okay. One more time for my buddy Steve. Steve Summers Overnight Drive. Here's where you find it. Facebook Live, you can find it there. Or go on Hot Shots Secret. That's HOT space SHOT''S Secret. SECRET. That's how you find it. Hot Shot Secrets. That's what I forgot. Let me get into that. So, the way I understand it is back in the day, you Ford Power Stroke owners ought to know something about this. Those injectors that ran in the early, mid-2000s range, those engines were made by Navistar. And what Hot Shot Secrets came out with was their lubrication specialist company. Okay, so here's the problem with those injectors. In those mid to late 2000s Ford Power Strokes. He refers to them as Huey injectors. Don't know what that stands for. It's irrelevant to me. When the injector is pushed down to actually spray the fuel, it uses between the piston and the actual injector a bit of oil, engine oil in there. And when that engine oil starts giving the sludge, the typical engine oil sludge from heat on the side of the injector walls, it would stop this from working. What Hot Shot Secrets is a stiction, that's what they termed it, stiction eliminator. And usually guys would have to put injectors in these engines. But if you would add this additive, now I am not all about miracles in a can. I will, on the automotive side, my shop side of this channel, I never, ever, ever talk about what I consider miracles in a can, okay? I had a Cadillac Eldorado, okay? Bad head gaskets. Pour that head gasket fix in there. Don't waste the money. It's garbage. Throw that crap out. You got to pull that motor apart. Put helicoils in the block and get the head bolts right. Those engines had a head bolt. The thread pitch was bad. That was the only thing was wrong with those engines. Excuse me. But they sold these miracles in a can. They take your money and the crap don't work. So I don't believe in all these additives, this, that, the other. Please, I don't want to be bothered. And any of you guys driving truck knows all these additives out there. Please, your head spins with what works. So I never believed in these additives in a can, these miracles in a can. They don't work. Hot Shot Secrets, however, this guy got on the radio with Steve Summers back when he was on WOW and made it real clear. If you get that sludge off the sides of the cylinder walls in your injectors, they work better. Add this chemical to your oil and it gets that sludgy crap that builds up. Now, if you do regular services and get the oil out quick, you're better off. If you don't, well, you get this film inside the engine. And that was killing your Duramax, not Duramax, your Power Stroke Fords, which were really Navistars. That's how this company came to be. Now, I don't know how that specific problem may ever affect Orwell, the only diesel I own. But they have come up with other additives to help other problems. Honestly, I've not looked into it. But again, I did just have a breakdown where my only problem was fuel filters. That was pretty pathetic, but it is what it was. It was what it was. Actually, quite embarrassing to deliver a load a day late. Although it wasn't late, it was just not on my schedule. But it was embarrassing, but I'll put my embarrassing points out there. So, by the way, that's what Hot Shot Secrets was about. And they've been advertising on Steve Summers' show for many, 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 many years. And earlier today, he said, we felt you guys had more potential, so that's why they put up the money to build them a studio and keep the show going. And that's why I'm promoting the show, because Steve, I consider a friend of mine. He gave me a forum before I had YouTube, and I'm trying, at least in this, to promote the show. So Hot Shots, it's HOT space SHOT apostrophe S secret. Go on that YouTube channel, and that's where the show is. Or find them on Facebook Live under either Hot Shot Secrets or probably under Steve Summers. Steve Summers spelled Steve, obviously last name Sommers. The other point I wanted to get was Orwell's pedigree. Let me get through some comments here and I'll get to Orwell's pedigree. I don't want to forget the purpose of why I'm doing this live, which is, as far as I'm concerned, terrible. There's no production. I'm not even dressed, guys. I'm ready for bed. And I've been drinking. That don't help. Go back up here. Okay. Gary Jansen, love your truck. I love that thing too. It's a love-hate relationship. I got to work on it. See, trucking's weird like that. It gave me everything I ever wanted, but it took it all away. It takes it away. Every time I get in that truck and drive far away, it takes me away from everything I love. Weird like that. You guys know. Nathaniel, hi from Queens, New York. Hello from Freedom, Wisconsin. Ray Wilson, she's a beautiful woman. Assuming you're talking about Orwell, might be talking about Jen. Jen is far more beautiful than that truck will ever be. Let me tell you something. You guys ever meet a girl like Jen? Grab a hold with both hands. Those are hard to find. You got to get one. Frank Gaffney, you got to get one of those liners on your merch. I got to get some merch. I had for the shop. I do work with a company out of Appleton called Silly Toast. doing T-shirts and bumper stickers, business cards. Um, I'm not very good at self-promotion. I'm a trucker, not a promoter, so I'm pretty terrible at it. One day I will, hopefully. 6-4 Fab. Hotshot Secrets saved the 7.3. Okay, you're gonna have to elaborate on that one, there, brother. I'm not sure what you're talking about, but yes, they're one of the few additives that I believe in. I just don't know how it will help me, but it might. They do have fuel additives, and like I said, I don't have an algae bloom in my tanks, but I did suffer from bad fuel filters, so um, it might help me. I'd love to work with them. So elaborate on that, please. Ray Wilson again, man. I'm sorry. I'm a big Ray Wilson mark right there. I mean, from what I've seen in his comments and my back and forth with the guy, dude's an awesome dude. Sorry, but I'm a big Ray Wilson fan. Sorry. I'm with Radar Michael on the rim. I love the haters, bless they hearts. Oh yeah, the rim, the infamous crappy rusty wheel on the driver's side of Orwell. Okay, so that brings me up to the pedigree of Orwell. You see if I can clear these out here quick. What time is it? What is here? All right, here. Oh man, I got so far behind here. I was talking about your mother, but Jen's swell too. Yeah. Oh man, my mom and dad. It's Ray Wilson again. Yeah. Oh man, they are very supportive of me, and I wouldn't have anything if it wasn't for my mom and dad. There's no doubt about it. They have always supported. Maybe not always, but 99 out of 100 times they've supported everything I've gotten involved in. They're truly loving parents. I love them to death. Do I have any here? SWAT member 187. Do I have any trips about beginners heavy hauling? Yeah, real simple. Know your crap. What I mean is make damn sure you have the right equipment to haul it. In other words, get your weights right. Okay. I've had more problems with DOT over the course of 23 years of trucking where I was just careless or thought I was okay. And when you're heavy hauling, they really keep an eyeball on your crap really hard and tight. So watch your weights. If your weights are good and your permits are accurate, usually 9 out of 10 times they just look at you and just wave you on. If your stuff looks like you know what you're doing, then they just wave you through. I've had more problems with DOT with general freight than any permit load I've ever hauled. Just watch for those little teeny pitfalls and your securement. You see I run those half-inch chains. Those are good for 15,000 pounds each. Make sure your chains are good, your binders are good for the same weight rating, and work it. Make sure you have your tie downs proper. But from what I've done, if you clearly know what you're doing, DOT just as you were, roll on by. I've had more problems with just hauling general commodity garbage than with DOT than any permit load I've ever hauled. It's kind of weird that way. Pennsylvania, I know a guy that got stopped because, not stopped, but he got questioned at a scale on 70 when you come through that little rest area / way station. One Cornell, if you're watching, that's you. Flag in the front said oversized load, and the flag on the back said wide load. That's that kind of nitpicky crap they try to get you on. But there were two other loads in front of him. He was the back. I think my buddy CK was in the front and I was in the middle. And they questioned Cornell and told him to change his flag but they let him roll anyway. So just make sure you know you got your permits right, your weights right, and your load securement right. Other than that, I think it's pretty self-explanatory. If you're even in the heavy hauling game, you know what you're doing with truck, and you've been around the block. You got to actually, to get into heavy hauling or permit stuff, you've had to actually do this before. That's about the best advice I think I could give you. Oh, Lord, these comments. Radar Michael, that ain't heavy, that's hot shotting. I'm not sure what you're referring to. Yeah, Hot Shot Secrets came out because of the diesel pickup trucks. That's correct. That's the name. Hot Shots. Hot Shot Secret. The secret to Hot Shots was why these Power Strokes were falling flat on their faces. I'm assuming that's what you're talking about. But yeah, that's where it came from. Let's see here. I didn't get into the pedigree of Orwell. Guys, I don't want to be on here too long. I don't want to have like a 3.5 hour live stream. But getting comments, I'll get into it. But I did keep teasing you guys about the pedigree of Orwell. Okay, here's Orwell. Orwell was built in 1984. It was purchased by Keene Transport out of Carlisle, Pennsylvania, but wasn't titled and registered and put on a road until like a few years later. As far as I remember, 80, like a couple of years, almost 88. I think it was 87, 88-ish. So Orwell sat built for quite a many years as a brand new truck, just sat around for a while. A lot of guys remember or know of Keene Transport out of Carlisle. Unfortunately, I do know, and I do mean unfortunately, I do know that the owner of Keene Transport knows I exist. He made a phone call to my company, and I got a phone call from my company, and 2 videos I had to trim. 1 video I had to completely get off of YouTube. That was a mistake. I won't make that again. But if you're the owner of Keene watching any of my videos, and I'm glad you're watching. I'm out of scotch too. With that, a truck came out of Keene Transport. A man by the name of David Line worked for Keene in the late 80s. Now, David Line bought that truck from Keene and he leased it on to a handful of other companies. And the last company he was with was Daly. Now, while he was with Daly, you can still see, if you look carefully, you still see the Daly in the oxidation of my paint, where I had taken the old Daly stickers off and put my stickers on. Daly had that truck for a while, or he owned the truck, was leased on with Daly, and then while during that time he rebuilt the engine or had it rebuilt. Who knows where. I called around Caterpillar dealers, Peterbilt dealers in the Carlisle area. Nobody could tell me they've ever seen that truck before. But we are talking, at that point, probably early 90s. So I couldn't find anything on this truck. So it was rebuilt. And then, for whatever reason, this guy David Line, he, I guess, got sick. I really don't know his personal story. But he held on to that truck for quite a long time. Like 25 years it sat. Or more. Either him or the estate sold it to another smaller outfit out of Newcastle, Delaware, who he had a hot rod shop there, and he also was doing some towing and recovery. And he bought the truck to haul a Landau. Ultimately, he gave up on that idea and bought a brand new Kenworth day cab. And he sold the truck to me, supposedly, for what he paid. I drove the truck enough to know that it was a running, driving truck, but needed a lot of work. I then towed it home from Newcastle, Delaware with my '01 Freightliner, and then brought it here to Wisconsin. Once I did that, the guy that was buying my Freightliner took delivery of the Freightliner, and Orwell was the only semi truck I owned other than the '79 that I later sold on. I don't know how long after I bought Orwell I sold the '79, but Orwell was the only truck. I put all new tires, brakes, basically every air hose that ever was on that thing, and drove it. And I got a good solid 3 months out of it. And then the truck decided to lose a liner O-ring and the cylinder liners, and I dumped a lot of coolant in the oil on my way back with a load from somewhere out east. I found it in Cuylertown, Pennsylvania, and limped it all the way home. It took, I think, 6 gallons of oil and 9 gallons of water to get it home. But I got it home, and all the bearings in that thing were cooked. But it made it all the way back without dying. And then I rebuilt the engine again. And then that's where the YouTube started, because the first video I think I did with the truck was about counterbores. Unfortunately, some of the guys that are familiar with Caterpillar told me when I rebuilt the engine, I was using a reprint of an old Caterpillar. There was many, not redactions, the other way around, additions to the book to the proper counterbore. But the engine didn't have a lot of mileage on it, so I kept the old counterbore. It didn't need to be done too much, except I had to rotate a few of the liners in the holes, and I got it within spec to the original 3406B book, and that's how she's running right now. It runs good and strong. The only thing I didn't mess with was the injector pump. I said we took it out, cleaned it, painted it, put it back in, fixed a couple oil leaks on it, and that was that. But that's Orwell's pedigree. By the way, when I originally brought it home and slid the air filter out of the canister, the air filter was labeled 1995. So I imagine 95, 96 was his last year on the road. Coincidentally, if anybody knows David Line, please get him a hold of this channel. Get him a hold of me personally. I'd love to talk to him if he's still alive. I own Orwell outright, but it was his truck. And he was the only driver. Like, from when Keene put him in it, brand new, until he retired, like, that was a one-driver truck. So, for me, that was an awesome deal. To have a truck that old that only had one dude driving it. Now, 2. I mean, think about it, man. It's an 84 with 2 drivers. Wow. So, that's the pedigree of Orwell. That's how it happened, how it started. Looking back on the picture, sorry guys, I didn't mean to be quiet and give you dead air. That's from, I know all about dead air. That's from too many years listening to the Bubba Show out of Florida. With that show, they used to call me Steve Forensic. I have a few videos about that. So, I'm looking back on the comments here. Steve Sherwood says, just curious, why didn't you take the 80 to the GW and then through the Bronx? It's been 30 years since I drove, but that would seem to be faster. Actually, I remember that comment. I did look at the comment. I just didn't get a chance to reply. Guys, I'm terrible with that, man. I do read the comments most times, and I don't often reply. I'm just really busy. So I know it sounds like a douchebag answer, but I'm really busy. The answer to that question, as far as why I didn't take 80 and come down either the Throg's Neck or the Tri-Barrel and go over there, the answer is real simple. I pay the tolls. On that one, I paid the tolls. It's not the fire trucks where they pay the toll. I pay the toll. So let's follow this. You come into New Jersey, that's free. You leave New Jersey, it always costs you a bag, right? It costs a lot of money. Excuse me. Coming out of New Jersey, you come across the outer bridge. To be honest, I'm not 100% sure what that even costs now. So you come across the outer because they don't have toll booths anymore. They just charge you as you go. It was like $120, something like that. Come across the outer bridge. Now the inner bridges charge you inner bridges, meaning the Triborough, the Throgs Neck. There's another one west of the Triborough, the Throgs Neck. I can't remember it off the top of my head for whatever reason. They all have different names now, but I remember from the old school names. Those charge you both directions. So I crossed the George Washington for the same price as the outer bridge. Now I have an inner bridge to cross to get down to Brooklyn. If I come across the outer bridge, the same price as the George Washington, but now I don't have to come across the inner bridge. Okay, the inner bridge being the Triborough of the Throgs Neck, or that other one I can't remember its name. Now I'm on there. Verrazano Narrows, which they did not change that name. If you're heading towards Long Island, it's free. That direction is free to get to Long Island. Now to come out, the cheapest way is to not come across the Verrazano. Now you pay the inner bridge to get back up towards the Bronx, and then now coming into New Jersey on the George Washington, coming south on 95, that direction's free. That's why I've always done it that way. I've always done it that way for that reason. Now, if the customer's paying the tolls, I'll run any way you want, buddy. That was terrible. Should have said it like that. But if you're paying the tolls, I'll run any way you want. If I got to pay the tolls, I run my way. That's why I ran that way. Okay, here. I got to get back to the rim on Orwell. Okay, here. Mad Mike, good morning from Australia. And he sent that a while ago. I guess it's morning. That's morning here, too. For heavy haul for beginners. 1, have experience driving. 2, 64 Fab says heavy haul for beginners. 1, have experience driving. 2, have the right equipment. 3, know what the heck you are doing. Am I wrong? No, you're not wrong. And we don't run that heavy. So there's a lot of guys that run way heavier than me. So please. Was Orwell, Ray Wilson again, was Orwell born in Tennessee, Texas, or Wisconsin? I don't know. Truthfully, if I was told, I do not remember. Was reborn in Wisconsin. That engine was built right here in Freedom, Wisconsin. Ray Wilson, the Verrazano Bridge you crossed in that video this morning sure does not look like the one I used to cross in the 70s. Ray, I think the reason for that is before 9/11, they had us in the lower level. After 9/11, they had us on the upper level only, and will stop you if you try to go through the lower level. That's like if you ever watch Independence Day when the guy talks about the firecracker, whether in the open hand or you put the firecracker in your hand and close your hand. Close your hand, that firecracker goes off, you'll be opening your ketchup bottles with a stub. Same thing. If there's a trunk bomb, they want it on the top, not the middle, does less damage. That's why. So you might remember Verrazano, meaning, granted, when you were driving was before I was born. But all my driving career prior to 9/11, they wanted us on a lower level. It was unsightly. Ray Schultz, pisses me off they named the Tappan Zee Bridge after Mario Cuomo. Yeah, that's why I refer to my videos as King Andrew. It'll be the Tappan Zee Bridge for the rest of my days. Apparently 6'4" Fab and Radar Michael are getting into it about something. I'm not getting into an argument, so whatever. Okay, the rim on Orwell. Man, that's a point of controversy in my channel, big time. I'll get into that in 1 second. First, the whole purpose of this live is because on the television right here is the Steve Sommers Overnight Drive. What is that? That is Overnight Truck and Radio, brand new podcast. Today's inaugural day, first day. Steve Sommers used to do Overnight Truck and Radio after his father, Truckin' Bozo, retired. Dale Summers. After he retired, Steve took over. So I'm imploring you guys to please check out on YouTube on his new sponsor. Actually, the Hot Shot Secrets have been a sponsor of the old WLW radio show. So Hot Shot Secrets now, it's on their channel on YouTube. So go ahead on YouTube. Feel free to leave me in any time. Hot Shots, that's H-O-T space S-H-O-T apostrophe S Secret. Go on that YouTube channel and you'll see it live right now. It's on live right now. It's closing on, it's about 15 minutes till 3 East Coast time. So it'll be on for now 2 hours and 15 minutes. So we'll close it on halfway. Hot Shots Secret YouTube channel. You'll see it live right now. If not, look at on their show, just scroll through their page, you'll find it. Steve Summers Overnight Drive. That's overnight trucking radio. It's entertaining, it's quality, it's good stuff. I used to call in all the time. My CB handle's Cue Ball. I used to call in all the time. I can't believe nobody's commenting that ever heard me call in to Steve Summers' show using the name Cue Ball, which is my CB handle. I'm having a hard time believing that. Really? But nobody has ever said on here they've recognized me from the show. That's actually terrifying. But is what it is. Let's see here. Well, maybe they're not arguing. Okay. UNSCV or the UNSC. This is guys with these names. UNSC Venom 117 firecracker quote came from Armageddon. Is that not what I said? Armageddon? Or maybe it was a different movie. But yeah, that's when aliens came down and all that. Yeah, but that's where the firecracker quote came from. Have another beer. Radar Michael, no argument. He thanked me for my military service. All right, awesome. I'm glad you guys are getting along. Okay, good. It looked like an argument from my point, but I haven't exactly been watching. Excellent. I thank you as well. Frank Gaffney, go get another beer and Johnny now, LOL. I'm out of scotch. The bottle's empty. So, there might be a handful of drops. You get the idea. Bottle's empty. So is my cup. I'll slurp down the last few. I need to get another. Oh, I do have other liquor, but I probably ought to slow down on liquor. I got plenty of Miller Lite, though. Any short and long-term upgrade on Orwell? Okay, here. +1 radar Michael. I'll get to that. Hippie said, why do flatbed trailers in America don't have a headboard on the trailer? Well, you had to have a headboard. It didn't have to be on a trailer, but it had to be somewhere, either on a truck or the trailer. About 5-ish years ago, they redid the cargo securement laws, and they did away with that requirement. I guess basically the thought process was, if your crap is tied on a trailer properly, you won't have to worry about what we call a headache rack. I have a headache rack for chain and binder storage, but we're not required to have them any longer. But that was the last revision, like I said, about 5-ish years ago. I'm sure somebody else might know the exact year. When they redid cargo securement laws here in the United States, the headache rack, or what you call bulkhead, was no longer required. But they were very convenient for chain storage, which is why I use one. Still got to get to that rim. The dreaded rim on that truck that everybody hates. How to oof? How you carry a container on semi. I'm going to take that question at face value before I get to that rim or upgrades to Orwell. Well, here in the United States, most commonly the way they carry containers is on a container trailer. That's just a chassis. They look rickety. They bounce around pretty good. And all they do is they have the locks on the front and back of the container that lock onto them when you put the container on them. And then you tow them around like a normal trailer. Your 20-foot containers, because of our bridge laws, they make you stretch the axles beyond the back. Like you have your container and a trailer, but then they make you stretch the back axles out farther to make our bridge laws if the container's heavy. But when you hit a dock, you suck them back in and back into your dock. Now, on a step deck like we haul, most of the step decks that we have, where I'm leased onto, are 50-foot step decks. Most containers are 20s and 40s. So if we have a pair of 20s, they'll fit on our 40-foot deck. We have a 10-foot top deck, so you got your top deck at 10 feet, and you drop and 40 feet of lower deck. You can fit a 40-foot container or a pair of 20s down there. Can't put a 53. Here in the United States, you're not allowed to haul a loaded container and have overhang off the back of the trailer. You could do that with an empty one, but not a loaded one. So, the step decks we haul are 50-footers because 10 foot on top, 40 on the bottom, you're good to go. And usually I put a chain from the top, crossing them to the top deck. Unless I have freight there, then I figure a different way. A chain through the back, and then 2 straps over the center, and that's plenty. There are chassis made for that. There are flatbed or step decks made for that have container locks built into the deck. But that's how we haul containers here. Like I mentioned, Razor Kitten. If you watch any European truckers, you'll find out that the way they haul containers, their chassis are very different. Their weight laws are different. Their axle spacing is different. I mean, they're like the cab over capital of the world. And everybody watches me because I still got a cab over here in the States. So that's long and short my answer with that as far as hauling containers. 6'4" Fab. Amen. We tie our equipment down the correct way. Ray Wilson. I had one of those hung sideways in a mouth for a long time. They don't know it here at home, but I still take a snort of bourbon every day. I'm assuming you're talking about scotch, Ray. I'm out, so I'm out of scotch, but I got plenty of Miller Lite. That's why my reading skills are terrible. Plus the print is really teeny. Let's see here. Joseph Bully. I used to load containers with lumber for about 15 years. How to oof. If my grammar is wrong, please tell me if it's true since I'm from Hong Kong. I'm assuming the translation is correct. I just gave you the answer on how we haul containers here. I guess hopefully that helped you. I'm really struggling with that one. Ray Wilson, Johnny Walker Red. Amen, brother. I'm out though, so now it's Miller Lite only. Sam W. Happy New Year's to you. He's got the Union Jack for his symbol there, so how to oof. It says ignore it. I ain't ignoring you, man. I sure as hell don't want to ignore you. I answer the question best I know how. Let's see here. How tall are you? 6 foot. Hippie. Radar Michael and FSC. Thanks from a flatbedder from Holland. 6'4" Fab, no argument. Yeah, I'm a little late to that one too. So, okay, guys, real quick. I'm going to give the Momo plug before I get into that wheel on my truck. On the TV right here, Steve Sommers Overnight Drive. Guys, check out that channel. Hot Shots Secret. HOT space SHOTS. That's with apostrophe S, secret. HOT space SHOT apostrophe S space secret. Go on there. It's live right now. Right now it's on live. So get on there. Call in. In fact, you guys can call in. They give the radio. They give. I'm filming with my phone. Crap, I don't know the phone number. Call in. Send them give them comments. Tell them FSC Speed Shop saying it. Cue Ball. Tell them Cue Ball saying it. That's me. Cue Ball. That's my CB handle. You guys know me as Steve. Steve Summers Overnight Drive. That's here in the States on the East Coast. Overnight trucking radio. East Coast time here in the United States from 12 a.m. to 5 a.m. That's who Steve Summers is. Steve Summers is the son of Dale Summers, the trucking bozo, and the old timers ought to know who the hell he is. Okay, Orwell's rim. Here's the facts, guys. The truck came factory with 2 aluminum Alcoas up front for steer axles. On the back, she came with steel wheels. The rear steel wheels were painted silver. The rest of the truck, the frame, the hubs, painted blue. It looks pretty good. If you look on my passenger side, that's how it looked factory. Excuse me. Now, my driver's side, however, sports this rusty, ugly, forward drive position outer rim. I don't have any of them that are silver and look good, and that's where that rim happens to fall. Now, what are my plans, upgrades with Orwell? Well, everybody busts my chops. What about that rim? Why don't you paint it? I don't want to paint it. Because here's why. If I paint it, everybody's just going to go, oh, what's the matter with FSC? You don't have any money? You can't afford a new set of Alcoas? Well, yeah. But I'm not going to do it in the middle of winter when it's still throwing road salt. That's the answer for that. The other answer is, if I put Alcoas on it now, I'd like to at least get one season out of them when I have to polish the damn things. So here's the upgrade plan. Come spring, the steer rims are going to go to an inside position in the rear. I'm going to order 8 new Alcoas. That's right, 8 new Alcoas. And they're going to go in the back position with 2 of the new ones, going to the front because they'll be the shiniest. However, to convert from steel to aluminum wheels, I have to extend the studs. Now, I don't know if I have to extend the inner studs because mine have the old style rims where you have the smaller stud, you put the tire on, the inside tire, put the next stud on, put the outside tire, and put the nut on. I don't know if you have to extend the inside smaller stud, but I do know you have to extend the longer outer stud. So I have to order all new studs. That's 10 each position, 40 total. Could be 80 if I have to do the inside ones as well. So to do it right, I have to put new studs in the truck in addition to just the rims. I do some heavy haul or for heavy haul for a 3-axle tractor. So you have to make sure I do it right. So that's why I leave that rim the way it is, because right now the truck's about making money, not about looking good. Soon, it will be about looking good. But right now, it's about making money. Although it hasn't made me a dime since mid-November, but that's because I took time off. Thanks to you guys and a handful of other things, I've been able to not drive since mid-November, and no one's repossessed my car or evicted me out of my apartment. That's the YouTube side of things, and I'm so very grateful for it. That's why I'm here. MOOSE 907, hi from Alaska. What's up from Freedom, Wisconsin? Okay, here. Thomas Mize, what is the name of the place you bought the truck from, Delaware? Oh, Lord. I do not know. I do have his number handy in my phone. I cannot remember it. It was right off of one of the main highways right off in Newcastle, Delaware. That I do remember. His name, couldn't tell you. I don't remember it. Steve Summers on YouTube, 64 Fab. Yes, sir, he's on YouTube. Hot Shots Secret. That's the channel. That's where you find him on YouTube. He's also on Facebook Live. Check him out. Tell him FSC Speed Shop. Actually, tell him Cue Ball sent you. But FSC Speed Shop is me. Hot Shot Secrets. Like I said, I'm certainly not going to beg for any kind of endorsement, but if you guys have anything that could help me with my fuel filter issue that crippled me back in early November. Yeah, early November. Let me know. We can probably work together and push your product. Ray Wilson, good night. Mrs. Calabash. If that's a joke, I don't get it. You're older than me, so you probably know more TV than I do. Oh, let's see here. Pat Bubba. Hey, Steve. What's the most harrowing episode you have had to deal with as a truck driver? Oh, boy. I don't know if I want to talk about that on YouTube. You ever step on your brake to the floor and estimate your stopping distance about 4 to 5 car lengths past the first car? Does that answer your question? I swerved to the right. The pickup truck next to me saw I was not going to make it, and he moved over, gave me room, and I stopped 5 car lengths past the one I would have hit had I not swerved and had that pickup not give me room. That pickup would have been sideswiped by me if he didn't move, because I would have chose to sideswipe him rather than rear end a bunch of cars. That was a very long time ago, and I'll never forget it. Since I survived that without anybody getting hurt or even knowing about it until I just mentioned it, it's one of those things I will never forget and always remember. I keep that in my mind every day I drive those trucks. Northwestern. Hi, Steve from Faraway and Cold Russia. Faraway and Cold Russia. Out of curiosity, how cold is it over there? Because it's pretty damn cold here. But, I don't know, probably colder over there. Pat Bubba said donuts. That's coming tomorrow at 5 a.m. when I drop that video. It's already scheduled, edited, ready to go. 5 a.m. Donuts, Mr. Beefy. Good donuts, too. Not those crappy ones with that Cadillac. Oh, that caddy. That thing's hard to do donuts in. $6.4 Fab, FSC Speed Shop. Gotta get going. Keep up the awesome content. A little late, but I wish you and your family a prosperous 2021. I will always survive, no matter what happens. 2020 sucked. I did okay. 2021, it's starting out pretty rough, but I'll always survive. I always do good. I have a great family behind me and a great support system. When you have that, you've got gold. Frank Gaffney, that is why you are a pro driver. That's why I was an ignorant kid that almost made a terrible mistake. Never make that again. Experience, guys. Nothing pays like experience. Okay, guys, I'm going to jump off here shortly. Josh Anderson, hey, from Cincinnati, Ohio. How to oof? I'm not answering that. This is not a political comment. He asked Biden or Trump. If you know me, you figure it out. This is a trucking entertainment channel, not politics. Tune in to Rush Limbaugh, you want that. 6'4" Fab didn't mean it like that. Have an awesome 2021. I figured exactly how you probably meant it. No, I'm gonna have an awesome 2021. Thank you very much. Absolutely, always have an awesome time. That's why I'm here. How to oof, my bad. Sorry. No bad. No need. No reason to be sorry. I hold nothing against anybody on this channel. It's just number one, I don't need to be demonetized, and two, I'm here for entertainment, and that's basically it. This channel is about entertaining. If I can entertain you guys somehow as a truck driver, man, that's my ultimate goal, is to do exactly that. Live a good life, have a great time, and I have my opinions, but I just don't think my opinions need to be out there, that's all. That's for other people. That's not for me. So before I sign off, see how are you surviving? Well, Popeye's chicken. Home cooking. I'm home. I haven't been on the road since mid-November. You kidding me? Home cooking, brother. I do real good without it. Without Popeyes. Home cooking? Yeah, that's a pain in the ass to do without. See, I'm having fun just answering these questions here. What's my next truck? MOOSE 907. What's my next truck? Good question. I had a tentative deal with a guy in California with a Kenworth with a Detroit in it. But that deal fell through. But I might still be able to scoop up that truck. I don't know, but we'll see. But that deal fell through. That was the plan, and I would have bought that just to have a really cool sounding engine. Not like I needed it, but I had plans. I had good plans. Oh man, I was itching to just get out there and get that truck. I had to sneak in to get it. That was another part of the story. How do I buy a truck out of California with a truck I can't get to California, and it isn't road legal to drive, either the truck I bought or the truck I own? That would have been a great story, but now not meant to be. That deal fell through. Not going to get into on his end, but it might still happen, but it doesn't look good. Hey Steve, we need FSC t-shirts. Oh, I'm working on it. I just got to get some made. Do I have a CB handle? Yes, cue ball. I've always gone under cue ball. Matter of fact, it's a good transition. That's the whole reason for this live stream right here. Right here on my TV. Years ago. Actually, not years ago, but Steve Sommers Overnight Drive. Used to be Steve Sommers. He owned ATN, America's Trucking Network. Long story short, that radio show was hooked up on WLW out of Cincinnati, Ohio. And right after our election here in the United States, they fired him. I would assume because of his political views, they fired him. Anyway, long story short, he has resurfaced under one of his primary sponsors from back when he was with WLW, called Hot Shot Secrets. That's spelled HOT space SHOTS apostrophe S. Jesus, Johnny Walker's hitting good. It's HOT space SHOT apostrophe S Secret. Go on that YouTube channel. He's live right now until 5 a.m. Eastern Time. So go ahead and look that up. When I sign off, go ahead and look that up. Tell him Cue Ball saying. Cue Ball is my CB handle. I called in that show for many years before I ever had a YouTube channel. I used to call in with that CB handle. So that's the whole purpose of this going live, was to help a friend of mine. I consider Steve Sommers a friend of mine. He's given me a platform to give my opinions over his radio show for quite a long time. And I'm hoping to be able to, in the future, plug his show and plug Hot Shot Secrets, because I could use some of their additives, being that I did have a major fuel filter early failure problem. But with that, I really do hope to do things with them in the future. And that's really the reason why I put this live stream up, is to show right here on my TV on YouTube under the YouTube channel Hot Shots Secret, the Steve Sommers Overnight Drive, formerly Steve Sommers ATN, America's Trucking Network on WLW, used to be streamed on iHeartRadio, which iHeart decided to get rid of them right after our elections, and that's I think they shot themselves right in the foot with that. So that's why I'm on live now to promote Steve Sommers' show. So when I sign off, or right now, in fact, go ahead, feel free, click off of me, go over here, send on the comments right there. Tell them Cue Ball saying it, FSC saying it. That's what to do. Perfect CB handle. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Take more Pennsylvania loads if you can. Yeah, I take the loads that pay the best. I don't make enough money to turn down good paying loads. I take the ones that pay the best. Rush Farms Gaming. Would you drive a Freightliner Classic? I sold a Freightliner Classic to buy Orwell at a 01. A 2001 Freightliner Classic XL. It was a good truck. It ran good. It was a good looking truck too. But it was 1 year too new. It had ELDs. So that truck went, I sold it to a guy in Iowa, and hopefully he's making money with that truck as well. MOOSE 907, keep your head, that's our subscriber from Hong Kong. Keep your head on a swivel and stay safe. I absolutely do. I absolutely do. No doubt about that. Thank you for the advice. And, man, I appreciate you watching. For what you can share and all the way out there in Hong Kong, please, I'm glad you share it wide and far. Love to have you. Like I said, we keep politics off this channel. So what people comment on, that ain't me, but I don't get involved in none of that. So glad to have you, man. Absolutely. Appreciate you big time. Really appreciate it. And I actually mean that. Get a lawnmower for the kid yet? Man, I got buried in emails on that one right there. Whew. Yeah, I did. We don't have one yet. Next load Orwell leaves. I got a lot of emails, so the next direction that I go, I'm gonna start sending emails back to actually make a video picking up that lawnmower. But yes, as many emails as I got, I'd say that's a done deal. I definitely got oh man, if I got 100 emails, I got none. I got a lot of emails, easily 100. So Brock's got a mower coming to him, no doubt about it. I just got to know which direction I'm going on and get it. Talking about Anthony Flores. Hi FSC Speed Shop. Love watching channel from Michigan. I have an H2 Hummer. You should buy a Humvee for off-road videos. I'm tossed up with a Rubicon Jeep or a Humvee, but Humvee would be a build. That'd be pretty badass. Thinking about it. Lawnmower update would be awesome. When this has to be a whole separate video. When I pick up a lawnmower and bring it to Brock, that will absolutely be on the channel. I will absolutely video that. I just don't know which direction I'm going, so I haven't committed to picking up anybody's mower yet. But I got at least 100 emails on mowers, so say Brock's got a mower coming. 6'4" Fab, politics equals down thing. Absolutely. I have my opinions, they're not shared here. If you have half a brain, you can figure it out, but if not, then not. That's for somebody else. Go to Rush Limbaugh, Sean Hannity, any of them guys. Not me. Good morning from Kollum, Kollum, Netherlands. Good morning. Well, it's almost morning here. It's pretty late night. Rush Farms Gaming. I got to go keep the sunny side up and rubber side down. Yep, absolutely. In Alaska, that's strange. It says MOOSE 907. In Alaska. That's strange. It says I'm from Hong Kong. Well, wherever the hell you're from, appreciate you watching. I'd love to visit Alaska. Uh, I visited my oldest son. So now I'm not 48. I've been in 49 states. I got one to go. Alaska is one that I have not been in yet. Working on it. Morning from Norway. Do you and Orwell ever come through the Florida Panhandle? Every now and again. I don't think I've had Orwell through the Florida Panhandle as of yet, but I did bring a fire truck down 75. One of the videos, I went to sleep and woke up in the Florida rest area on 75. Not been in the Panhandle with Orwell, but every now and again I do get through there, just not very often. Lucy Drop says, what is your opinion of Dayton, Ohio? I don't have an opinion. 70 goes through there. What is that? 75 goes through there. It's there. I don't really have an opinion one way or the other. Rich Schultz, do you watch any other drivers' channels on YouTube? I watched some videos from Life Behind the Wheel. I actually been watching a lot of Razor Kitten. I mentioned her earlier. She is a driver from Sweden. Like a lot of her content, it is very different from what I do. That's for sure. I've been trying to follow more European trucking channels because they do things very different from us. There's a few others I've seen. Twin Sticks Garage. He doesn't have a trucking channel per se, but he restores older trucks. So I'm aware of the Kenworth cab over, his Kenworth conventional and the Pete 359 he has. I'm aware of him. Because of my interest in Detroit diesels, everyone says me check out Bus Monkey Garage. I've checked out some of their stuff. I've seen a few videos from, oh God, I feel terrible. I'm going to butcher the guy's name. Trucking with Tay. I've seen some of his videos. Not too much recently. I'm not current with a lot of these guys, but I know of them pretty well. Life Behind the Wheel and Trucking with Tay, I know of them. They are actual truckers that still drive now. If I could give Life Behind the Wheel any advice, I follow from Daily Driven Exotics. Oh man, I forgot to get in the whole DDE thing. Oops. I try to keep my videos around the 20-minute mark. When you start getting into 43 minutes, some people see 43 minutes and they just don't even want to watch because it's just, at that point, I think, if anything, video of me is 43 minutes, I break it into two. I make it two parts. I've had no luck with 43-minute videos other than one, which was family background stuff. That's advice, friendly advice. To quote, I've been hearing a lot from Coastal Auto Reaction. It's an automotive YouTube channel. YouTube is a community, not a competition. I don't compete with these other truck drivers that do YouTube. It's not a competition. If they borrow any style that I use in editing or filming, God bless them. Have at it. I'll wish them all the success. I might borrow other. Let's be frank. My YouTube channel is my editing style and filming style comes from watching other YouTubers. So, if there was no Daily Driven Exotics, I wouldn't have a channel. That's where I got up the gumption to start a channel, was from Damon Fryer. I kind of think if you put them in a magazine and send it to them, they ought to at least say thank you. That's my opinion. I should go get that magazine before I close off and show you what I'm talking about. Let's see here. Happiness by the Mile. She's pretty educational for the real world trucker. I'm aware of her channel. I have not watched much of it, admittingly. I am crazy busy, so I know of her. I just haven't followed, but I should. Have you seen Riding with Dave and his journey with CFI? No, I have not. I should check that out as well. Super Trucker Dan is a good one. that sounds funny. Super Trucker. That's almost an insult. But a guy who endorses it, takes it for his own. That's good stuff. Euro cab over or US cab over? That's from MOOSE 907. Well, I drive an old school US cab over. I don't think anybody domestically makes cab overs here in the States, with the exception of Peterbilt, and that's for like your like garbage trucks and stuff like that. There might be a few others, but none of the bigger manufacturers. Like Kenworth, they still make cab overs, but that's like the Australian market. Like Razor Kitten, she drives the Scanias and I guess they have Volvos over there as well. I'm not sure what else. They look different. I prefer what our old school cab overs look like. Truth be told, probably the coolest looking cab over was the International Transstar. I love the look of that truck. I'd love to own one, but they weren't known to be big powerhouses as far as I know. Not like Orwell is a major powerhouse. Marmon trucks. I like the look of the conventionals more than the cab overs, but I tend to like our older domestic ones here in the States. But the Europeans run them cab overs all the time, so. Six four Fab says happiness by the mile is for the noob truck driver, not you, Steve. Maybe so, but I think happiness by the mile is not hard on the eyes, so I couldn't tell you one way or the other. Look, it's not a competition. It's a community. So if happiness by the mile knows of my channel, hell, I'd be honored to know that she knew who the hell I was. If Razor Kitten knew who the hell I was, I'd be honored. It's not a competition. It's a community. I don't mean to sound like weird and all like feng shui and all that weird stuff, but I'm not competing with anybody here, not in the least. You can custom order a Mercedes cab over in the U.S. Euro spec. Now we're pushing it, man. We're really pushing it. Here's why I say that. I love the Mercedes that I bought, Jen. It's a C300. Which in the Mercedes automotive world, that's like a Honda Civic, okay, admittingly. But the car just, for whatever reason, has a character to it. It really does. It fits me, because I'm like that. I mean, I grew up in an Italian household, despite my last name being Feschek. My dad's the only non-Italian in the family that I grew up in, hence the name. Mom's from Brooklyn. My grandfather's from Brooklyn. His people are from Calabria. My grandmother's people are from Naples. So you do the math. But I look pretty badass getting out of a black Mercedes. That's a straight gangster right there. But that car has character, and for a V6 Merc, man, let me tell you, that thing moves. I haven't found its top speed. But I know where I've lifted, which was tickling 140 kilometers. That thing's fast. That thing will show up anything. Yeah, there's faster cars, like quick, like off the line quick, but I haven't found where the top speed of that thing is. That car is amazing. I love that car. But in Europe, they use those things as taxi cabs. So what does that say, right? But no, I love that car. As far as Mercedes truck, nah, I don't see it. Man, those are Mercedes Sprinters. Those are Dodge Sprinters. Freightliner Sprinters, whatever. Those are trucks, man. Those ain't cool cars. But I love my Mercedes car, though. That thing's badass. Watch Trucking Review Channel. Awesome couple. Funny at that. Hit them up. Make all of your channels grow. Well, like I said, anybody I mentioned, check them out. Again, reason for this podcast, to help out my buddy. He gave me a platform long before I had a YouTube channel. It's just a regular caller. I'd call in the Steve Summers show with just using my CB handle cue ball. Steve Summers Overnight Drive. Where do you find him? Facebook Live. Hot Shots Secret. That's HOT space SHOT apostrophe S Secret. Go on that YouTube channel. Go on it right now, in fact. Go on it right now. And then leave a comment. Tell him Cue Ball sent you. Tell him FSC sent you. He knows me as Cue Ball, but tell him either way. That's how I found it. It's Overnight Truck and Radio. Not noon. Midnight to 5. Midnight to 5 East Coast time. Midnight to 5 East Coast time here in the United States. That's when he's live. That's when the old show was live. Hot Shot Secrets gave him a shot, built him a studio, hooked him up. Right after WLW fired him. WLW is owned by iHeartRadio. They fired him because of political content. Right after our elections, they nixed him. That was November 3rd. He was fired on the 7th. They just called him and says, get your crap, you're gone. That's a pretty crappy deal. So that's why I'm doing this, just to try to get some of my guys, my subscribers, to go on there and subscribe, check their content out. It's a great live radio program. So if you're driving late at night, trust me. And I'll try to call in more myself too. As far as Steve Summers goes and Hot Shot Secrets, like I said, not that long ago, Orwell broke down because of fuel filter issues with bad fuel. I had a set of fuel filters die or get plugged up way prematurely. They might have a product that can help me. And well, look, we're all on YouTube. It's a community. I would like to maybe get my channel audience to grow by working with Steve Summers to get that show, to get him more views and to get me more views. Ultimately, it's a mutually beneficial thing for everybody. So that's why I'm doing this live. That's why this is the first live I've done, guys. That's why I've done it. I've been answering questions on my comments here, but the purpose of this was to try to get some of my viewers to find Steve Summers. So please, if you're gonna do it, do me a favor and check out his show. It's 3:30 on the East Coast. He'll be done at 5 a.m. So go ahead and check the channel out. Go ahead and check out his show. So if you leave me live, please, you can come back to me later and watch it live. Watch it past tense. Leave me now. Go over there, please. I'm asking you, please. Leave me. Go here. That's why this is on the show. That's why this is right here on the TV. Otherwise, it'd be closer to me. What else we got here? Do you have an audio-only podcast? No, I do not. I have no idea how to do that. But I will, from time to time, start going live when I'm parked at a truck stop or something like that and communicate better. But if the production is crappy, I don't want it. So that's kind of how I am. I don't want to put crap content. I'm home, I'm stationary, so I'm assuming the phone is working good and giving out good audio, good video. Some of the other channels I follow, they do live a lot from their boats in, right now they're in the Caloosahatchee River, so signal's sketchy at best. I tend to like the more produced videos. Aaron Barton. Hi, Steve. My name is Aaron. How are you? I'm from Australia. I enjoy watching your YouTube videos. And I like your 1989 cab over. It's an 84, actually. That's why it's named Orwell. George Orwell wrote the book named 1984. If you look for that book, you got to spell it out, not write it out. Not 1984, it's 1984. Spell it with words, not letters. Ugh, that's it. Spell it with letters, not numbers. There you go. George Brattle says PIANY Trucker Girl USA is looking for advice about flatbed trucking, mainly tarping the freight properly. Please check them out and offer any info you may have. Tell them George from New York sent you. I will try to remember that. I'll check that out. What is the model of your RGN and step deck trailer? Well, I'm leased on with Widmeyer Express. They are a Doonan trailer dealer. So Doonan, Doonan, is who makes the trailers. I own a Doonan step deck that I have to replace the cross members in and put new decking on it. Once that's done, I'll have my step deck back. Right now I pull their trailers, not my own. But Doonan XLs is the RGNs, and Doonan makes the step decks as well. So Doonan, Doonan, is who makes our trailers. Thoughts on road trains? I don't know anything about them other than they don't do that here. It sounds pretty cool. Ray Wilson. Orwell wrote the book, Peterbilt built the truck. That's what I say all the time. Orwell built the truck. No, Orwell wrote the book, Peterbilt built the truck. Say that all the time. I will be right back. I'm going to get another Miller Lite. And then I'm going to show you guys something. When I was talking about DDE and a magazine, I'm going to go ahead and show you this. First, let me get a beer. The magazine I was talking to you guys about. We'll get into that here in a minute. Oh, we're slowing down. No more new comments. That's okay. Okay, so this thing. I don't even know what this is for. But it's there. It's supposed to go over here on your back. Keep your head from rubbing the chair, I guess. Always falls off. It's a pain in the ass. Big time. What are the odds you chug that beer? Not good, brother. I enjoy my alcohol. I don't abuse it. That's why I sip on my scotch. This glass, by the way, my oldest son gave me. I brought it home from Hawaii. My oldest son gave me that. That's why I have that there too. I don't know. Let's just see other comments. It might just be you and me. Anyways, all right. So here's how the whole thing with the channel started. So I don't even know why. Once I see a bunch more comments here, I'll probably just explain this and then cut it off. Because I might stir the pot. Might wind up on Life of Apollos or something. Coastal Auto Reaction knows exactly what I'm talking about when I get into this conversation. Alright then. There you go. Alright, so Years ago, I started this YouTube channel. It's about 2.5-ish years ago, maybe. I don't even remember. So I would sit opposite my TV. The couch is right there. And I would sit there and I would watch YouTube on my big TV. And one of the channels that caught my intrigue was a channel called Daily Driven Exotics. Now, Daily Driven Exotics is a channel that was born in the fact that he wanted to own a Lamborghini, but be able to write it off and make the Lambo his business, so to speak. So we started a YouTube channel called Daily Driven Exotics, and man, this dude, don't get me wrong, I take, it's not a jealous like, I hate the guy. It's a jealous like, man, I wish I had his stuff because I haven't earned the stuff that he has. Like, I would like to own a Lamborghini Huracan, there's no doubt about it. A good friend of mine owns one. I would love to own that car. Matter of fact, my buddy Nick, that's what I'm talking about, you see in previous videos, that car's for sale. I don't know how much, but it's more than I got, more than I can finance, or more than I have. But my goal is to one day own a Lamborghini Huracan before I die. There's no doubt about it. I got a bunch more little things here. I'll get back to this here in a minute. So Daily Driven Exotic started the channel around owning a Lamborghini, and he started it with what would be considered a cheap Lamborghini, if there ever was one, called the Lamborghini Gallardo. And actually, he lost that car, just too much money to keep up with it, maintenance-wise. So he wound up getting rid of that thing. But he built that channel into a huge channel. 2.5 million subscribers. I think when I subbed on that channel, I think he had about 70,000. I'm at 23,000 now. He had like 70-some thousand subscribers. And I remember when he hit 100,000 and then a million. The growth was amazing. But in my opinion, the guy lost track of where he was from and what he was about. So he was one of the primary reasons why I started a YouTube channel, because his earlier videos was about, pick up your camera, start filming, get started. It starts small. That's how you start small, and eventually you build up to be a big channel. And actually, from my level, I actually do make pretty decent money with YouTube now. It doesn't replace trucking, but I do pretty good with it, and that makes me very happy. It's extra money. It paid for my boat. It paid for the tires on my camper. It paid for tires under my boat. A lot of extra things came in my life because of this YouTube channel, and that's why I'm very grateful you guys are out there to watch my videos, because it did bring extra blessings in my life. It helped pay for my son's Dodge truck, the tires underneath it, the new transmission, the clutch that we put into that thing, the second clutch we put into that thing. A lot of extra stuff came from this YouTube channel, and I'm really appreciative of that. So I don't ever want to be like Damon Fryer is now and forget that when the channel was young and growing. I don't ever want to be that guy that forgot that when it made no money and I made videos free. I don't ever want to forget those days, because I haven't driven trucks since before Thanksgiving, and this is like almost mid-January. Like, I literally haven't driven the truck. I've lived on YouTube revenue and some savings, and that was awesome. So there's blessings that come from this that keep me humble. So with that, when I was making no money on YouTube before I even monetized, ever made a dime, like this basically calls working for free, I took the SS Badger across Lake Michigan to Michigan from Wisconsin, did a 3-series video on the Badger, in fact. But the whole point was to meet the Ace Spade Rally and meet Damon Fryer and Dave Coulter from Daily Driven Exotics. And I was already doing some work, giving some of my content away with pictures to a magazine called Exotic Automotive Magazine. And I did some work for them. They didn't pay me a dime. It was like I had a YouTube channel, they had a magazine, and we tried to cross promote each other and work good. And I made some great friends in that. My buddy Dave, that owns the Ferrari, the 348 TS. Look at older videos that I have back then. Dave, he's a good friend of mine. I would do anything for him or his family. My buddy Nick, he's born and raised in Romania. Okay, he's a great dude. He owns that custom Huracan. A good friend of mine, Rob Edwards. He's got that Porsche that I drove. He does some photography for the magazine. Again, good friends of mine. And I went out there to Michigan to meet Daily Driven Exotics and take some pictures of the exotic cars that were at the Troy, Michigan meet and greet. I met Randy Savage from Savage Garage. I met Jimbo. I was in the video of that day. You could see me in Daily Driven Exotics video from that day. It was an awesome, great day. I took a lot of pictures. If you look at my videos, I vlogged. I explained to Damon how I was thankful that his channel was the reason why I had a YouTube channel, and I gave him some free shirts that I had from my shop. This is before any of the trucking side started coming to my channel, before I owned Orwell. And I took a bunch of pictures, and the magazine was a startup, so it was a little hard to get some of the pictures that I'd taken in the magazine. It took almost a year. So I gotta hold it up. This is the magazine that I did that day. You look right there. There's Damon Fryer and Dave Coulter right there. Look closely. See Dave holding the magazine? That's the magazines that I brought with. Right there. That's the magazines I brought with. Daily Driven Exotics. And I did a whole thing with them. Took a bunch of pictures. Here we go, right here. That's their cars from that time period. The top one right here. This is the Murcielago. And this is the Gallardo Squadra Corsa before it got wrapped. So that's what I did. I put them in this magazine. When the magazine finally came out, I ordered a bunch of them. And I took pictures. And I sent them the magazine. And they at that point when I got the magazine, they were doing a lot of work up at August Luxury Motor Cars. So I knew where to send the magazine. So I sent them a little letter, explanation of my videos and what I had done and so forth. And I just said, hey, I got you in the magazine. Sent them copies of it. Let me know what you think. I wasn't expecting to be part of their videos. I wasn't expecting to be anything really. But I thought that because maybe I made a video helping the unloading of the broken Murcielago that historically has clutch problems. Turns out I had a broken axle. But when I helped the record driver unload that car, that Lamborghini Murcielago, the one of 26 left in North America that with a manual transmission. When I helped them unload that and make sure it didn't get damaged or broken, and if it did get damaged, I would have had the video to help them recover the losses. I honestly thought that between that and the magazine, I thought that at least was owed a thank you. But none of it came. None of it came. They did Coastal Auto Reaction just the same. They view YouTube as a competition. I'm not competing with them. But I thought that was a dirty friggin' move. Put you in a magazine and you can't even say, thanks, bruh. Not even that. Oh well. So if anybody want to know why I'm not the biggest fan of DDE, and I still watch their content. Hell, I got their lanyard on my key for Orwell, in fact. Oh well, it is what it is. So, and some more questions before I sign off, I suppose. Comment about the truck. Where the hell's the other one here? Brandon Caldwell, I thought I saw you in a different channel. Probably the only video I watched from DDE. Yeah, that was from Detroit. That was the Speed Rally meet and greet. That video, they focused on the hard rain that they had driving rare Murcielago through flood water or some crap like that. But yeah, that's, you see me standing there. If you watch, go way back in my videos, you'll see how that played out from my perspective. Savage Garage, please check out Savage Garage. Now, Randy Savage, Savage Garage, them boys treated me with the utmost respect because when I got there way early. And Randy was walking around with a couple of his guys, John Axe, Jimbo, and I think Novinsky was there. And Randy, I thought I recognized from DDE vlogs. And Randy kept saying, wait till my SVJ gets here, wait till my SVJ gets here. And I'm like, wait a minute. I didn't even know Randy had a channel yet, right? Like, they weren't, like, filming or anything. They were just guys just wandering around a dealership, same as me. I mean, Randy looks as broke as I am. I mean, he wears t-shirts, jeans. You wouldn't think this dude had any money, but that's who he is, right? So, I ship any car, that's his handle on Instagram, rolls up with a F-250 that looks like a Raptor, rolling up with a triple axle 2-car gooseneck trailer, comes rolling up with a Ferrari F12, and Randy's SVJ Lamborghini. That's a Lamborghini Aventador SVJ. And Randy pulls the F12 out, and he does donuts with it. And the only two people that had that on film was me and Jimbo. Jimbo films for Savage Garage. The only two people that had that F12 doing donuts in that Lamborghini dealership parking lot. And they treated me with the utmost respect. I had Randy on the vlog talking about a used Huracan that was for sale, that was sold for like $219 with like 700 miles on it. Not 7,700. And this thing was like 4 or 5 years old. And he was on my channel talking with me about it. And I thought that was badass. Like, this dude showed me ultimate respect. So yeah, I'd love to beat Savage Garage. I'm hoping to buy a car. Anybody that followed my channel any length of time knows I have an affinity towards the Alfa Romeo Quadrifoglio, the Giulia Quadrifoglio. Maybe I'll buy one of them in the future. Take it on a rally. I'd love to take my Mercedes on a Savage rally. But they treated me with ultimate respect. DDE, they only showed me respect because the cameras were rolling. It was a meet and greet. I thought that was kind of crappy. But yeah, Randy Savage is in that video, in that magazine that I held up too. I've got to figure out a way to get them a copy. But Randy and DDE have a beef for obvious reasons, I guess. And Daily Driven Exotics was on the cover, so if I ever have the opportunity to put Savage Garage in a magazine, that'd be great. But they treated me great, so I'm more of a fan of them personally because of that. Not much more than that. But DDE is entertaining, but they are not who they show themselves to be. They burnt Coastal Auto Reaction too. He hauled their Hummer for him a couple times. That's how me and Big Easy got to talking, was a mutual disagreement about DDE. Let's see here. Brandon Caldwell says, I thought I saw you in a different channel. Probably the only video I watched from DDE. That's how I got into that whole squirrel. But yeah, I was on Savage Garage as well when I was helping unload the SVJ out of that trailer. Jimbo didn't know my name, and I never gave him my info after that was filmed, so he never had it. He referred to me in that video as that guy or this guy. He didn't know my name or know anything about me after the fact. I didn't push it, so I don't hold it against him because he didn't have my info to put it on the channel. But it might have been from Jimbo. I was in Savage Garage more than I was on DDE from the same day, in fact. It was just because I was helping unload the cars. I'm not sure what that means. He's talking to somebody else. Never mind. I'm sorry. Vanilla just said, just want to say thanks for the vids. Man, I'm glad you're watching, Vanilla. Appreciate it. Big Tull says, great work with the channel and content. You get some great shots with those GoPros. In my opinion, better than anyone else. Love it. Keep pushing those buttons in. Yeah, I'm gonna start. A subscriber actually gave me an idea for something to say when I push the buttons in. I'm going to start doing that once I start making new content this year with it. I really do appreciate that. I wish I knew who gave me that idea, but I'm sure he'll watch. Brandon Caldwell says, happy Jimbo got away from Super Speeders Rob. He really stepped up with those guys with the coaching. I'm not really sure who you're referring to with that. The Savage Rally, I was very tempted to put the Mercedes in, but the Mercedes does have a dent in the passenger side door from a shopping cart, which has not gotten fixed yet. And with the pandemic going on and everything, I wasn't sure if they were even going to do the rally that they did. I should have been there, but I didn't. That was maybe not the best decision I made, but I made it and I didn't go. I didn't think the C300 would really keep up with those cars. But Jimbo had that S-Class, and he ran from that cop in Georgia and got popped for it at the racetrack. That settled in court. That made a whole thing. Free Jimbo! I remember that. Oh man, that was priceless. I do need to buy me a free Jimbo t-shirt. I really do. So Jimbo, if you're watching, you can send me a shirt if you don't mind. But no, that'd be great. But no, I don't know what that comment was responding to, but Jimbo has really stepped up his game. I'd love to shoot, man. These guys are way above me in the YouTube world. Man, Jimbo owns a Murcielago too with the E gear. He had engine problems. Let me tell you, I wish I had the money to buy a Murcielago. I'd be the only YouTuber with a Murcielago that worked on his own Murcielago. Jimbo had some weird engine troubles with that thing. Even Damon, man, let me tell you, DDE with that Murcielago. How the hell are you going to rebuild an engine? Let me ask you this. Seriously, whoever's left, maybe this is a good rant time for me. I've had enough to drink. Okay, I'll get into that in a minute. So let me ask you a question. So Damon Fryer owns a Lamborghini Murcielago, one of 26 in North America with a manual, gated manual. Beautiful car, beautiful car. Don't care about the base yellow. I'm not a fan of the yellow. But to me, my favorite wrap of that car that he ever had was that Marlboro look that I had in this magazine. This one right here. This was the best wrap on that car by far. I absolutely love that car. It nothing sounds like it, nothing looks like it. That car was straight awesome. I thought that thing was badass. Here, this one right here. This one right here. With that Marlboro type wrap on it. And the next page, have that other picture I showed you. Right there. Top one right here. That one was badass. Now, I love the Squadron. Don't get me wrong. That's a badass car. But that Murcielago, that wrap looked crazy. And I have video of me helping unload this car off a wrecker. But that, to me, was the best wrap they ever put on that car. With that car's had a lot of mechanical issues since they got it. Now, admittingly, they got it. It had problems. They fixed it as they went. But that engine had to be rebuilt. So, Mad Whips owns a shop in California who rebuilt the engine for that thing. How in the hell do you rebuild an engine you don't mag the block? In other words, its oil pressure problem was from a crack in the block. How did that get missed? Like, seriously. I mag every block I build at my shop. How did you... I mean, you're talking an engine that's worth more than, like, my car. Like, the nicest car I got. How do you do that? That's a good question. And then a clutch gets put in, not indexed properly, so it vibrates. How does this happen? I just wonder. So I often wonder, like, if I ever was lucky enough to own a Murcielago, I guess I better do my own work, because who do I trust to do the work? It's a beautiful car. It just hasn't been cared for properly that I could tell in a long time. Let's see here. I do not want to get into a whole BDE vortex, although I think I have. KC Plumbing, hi from Perth, Western Australia. What up, brother? Hi from, well, close to Green Bay, Wisconsin. When talking about the food, did you leave the bags and trash on the trailer and drive away? Hell no. Why would I do that? That truck stop's trashy enough. Doesn't need me to add to it. No, I threw all my garbage. Now, when I was trucking it, I trucked it onto my back deck of the trailer. Then I later picked it up, bagged it up, and threw it away before I left. No, I didn't. I didn't leave that stuff. Come on. Let's think about it for a minute. I do YouTube, right? You get killed in the comments. And I guess I didn't make a point to show they threw it all away. But fact is, yes, it all gets thrown away. If you look at my truck, you see I have a bag that rides on my trolley valve, and that bag is where I throw my garbage at when I'm in my truck driving. It would be cleaner as far as a video if I didn't have that bag there, but I'm not going to chuck the crap out the window. So that's that. Unsubscribe and resubscribe. Oh, Lord. Do you have an Oshkosh dealer near you as much as you are were running the ARFF trucks? Oshkosh is about like Oshkosh, Wisconsin, the town, is about a 30-mile drive south of me. That's where they build those trucks. And Appleton is even closer to me. It's only about 15, 20 minute drive away from me. And Pierce does a lot of work with them as far as building those trucks. Usually we pick them up in Neenah, and that's real close too. So a dealer, no. The factory, yeah, and they're real close. That's how it is why I picked them up. But Oshkosh is close enough too, as far as military trucks go. I love how you shoot straight from the hip and love the truck. Yeah, I don't have too much to hide. Yeah, it could be quite funny. So either way, that's the end of it. I'm basically gonna call it a night here. I think I've yapped enough. I don't even know how long I've been on this thing. 2 hours? Oh, that's too much. That's way too much. But it's my first, so what the heck. But I will say this. When I get off here, anybody that's remaining, let's see how many people are on. Let's see here. It says I have 47 people still watching. So by the way, guys, it doesn't help. It doesn't hurt, I should say. Actually, it helps me out a lot. 47 of you. Go ahead and scroll down to whatever. Hit that like button. It helps out a lot. I'm sure I only have subscribers here remaining. So if you're not subscribed, subscribe. Yeah, that's you from Hong Kong / wherever the hell else you are. Hang on, let me read this here. Somebody might be drinking on my account. You never know, just trying to help brother out. If he can say moose, I'll take a shot for him. Ain't happening, see? YouTube's way smarter than that. You got the name, looks like. That's hard to see. Well, it's not. Oh, I get it. M-O-O. See, M-O-O was capitalized, then S-E is not capitalized. Ay. So Moose 907. All right. Yo, Moose 907. Drink up, cuh. Dude, that's what happens when you've been drinking before you start your live feed, right? All right. The whole purpose of this live feed, again, all 47 of yous, okay? Do me a favor. When I click off, or even click off now, please, click off now. No problem. You can come back and watch later. Click off. The reason I even did this live feed was I'm sitting here in my shorts, getting ready to go to bed eventually. I'm not even dressed, guys. Come on. So, whole purpose of this live feed, right here on my TV. Long before I had a YouTube channel, Steve Sommers, the son of Dale Sommers, the truckin' bozo. Steve Sommers Overnight Drive. Go on YouTube, Hot Shots Secret. That's H-O-T space S-H-O-T apostrophe S space secret, S-E-C-R-E-T. Check that out. They're on live right now. This is live. Right here, this is live. This is a radio show that was on WLW for like forever. Okay? Steve's been on the air probably longer than I've been driving these trucks. The point is, it's old school overnight truck and radio. I'm a fan. I've been listening for a very long time. With that being said, that's why I'm on this live stream, is to help try to promote, although I might have forgotten a few times, to try to promote Steve Sommers Overnight Drive. Used to be on 700 WLW out of Cincinnati. Right after election, or the election was on the 3rd of November, 7th of November, they fired him. iHeartRadio, gone. Goodbye. Take your opinions, be gone. Hot Shot Secrets, they were a sponsor of the WLW radio show. They picked him up, hooked him up with a studio. I don't know where that studio is, but it looks like an office house in a house somewhere. Hey, look, guys, I'm doing a live stream from my living room here in Freedom, Wisconsin. So, radio shows don't need any much more than that. Point is, overnight trucking radio. You can listen to it live, 12 a.m. Eastern to 5 a.m. Eastern, or hell, it's like a podcast. You can listen to it after the fact, right? Hook it up. Either way, Hot Shots Secret, HOT space SHOTS Secret. Go on YouTube, search that channel. You'll find Steve Summers podcast and other videos I'm sure Hot Shot Secrets has out there. So with that, that's why I'm doing this channel. I used to call in on the radio show all the time as Cue Ball. That's my CB handle, Cue Ball. In fact, I called in this morning. Thanked him very much. I told him I was going to try to get you guys over there. So please, get over there. Tell him FSC sent you. Tell him Cue Ball sent you. Write a bunch of the comments. Call in. I'd have to close the live stream to get the number off my phone. I'm filming with the phone and the computer's here. So that doesn't really help me as far as that. But call in. Get the number, call in. Tell them Cue Ball sent you. That's how you found the show. So please, I used to listen to the show all the time. I called in, contributed all the time. And like I said, long before I had YouTube, where you guys would watch the things I do with my truck, I used to call in all the time and give my opinions. He's the political guy. He's the trucking radio guy. I'm just the guy with the YouTube. I give you one-way content. I try to, read the comments and maybe get back to you. But for the most part, my content is one direction. I put it out there. You like it? Great. If you don't, sorry. Radio is kind of a two-way thing nowadays. So please, that's why I did this live stream, to try to help promote Steve Summers. I consider him a friend of mine. Please go ahead and go over there. Steve Summers Overnight Drive. Go to YouTube. He's on Facebook as well, Facebook Live. Or you can go to YouTube, Hot Shots Secret, HOT space SHOT apostrophe S space Secret. Should come up right there, live. If you're watching it right now live, there it is. He's on live as well. Gonna run through these comments real quick, finish my beer, and then end this live stream. I think this has been abusively long to you guys, because nobody's gonna want to watch this. Oh, maybe they do. Oh, they're still talking about Moose 907 with me saying his name. Yeah, it's Moose. Got it. Have a drink. Salud. Thomas Mai, still here from Delaware. KC Fleming, thanks for the chat. Have one for me. I'll probably have another one after this. Trey Nelson Avernell. Love your videos in the first few seconds. I try to make him grab you as soon as I started off. He said Moose. Yes, I did. I don't even know what that woof woof is about. See, bud, I got it. Anyway for you, bud. I don't even know what this is talking about. They're going back and forth. I am yours. Hey, bro. Just got my HT truck license class 4. We call it here in New Zealand. Gotta wait 3 months to get my truck and trailer. There you go, man. Welcome to the trucking family, I suppose. Moose 907 says, we need you on a podcast. The podcast is right there. I call in fairly regularly. So, hey, Moose 907, right there. Steve Summers Overnight Drive. Hot Shot Secret. You better check that out. Moose 907. I want to see that from you before I sign off. That you're gonna check him out. He's on. Matter of fact, you need to call in. That's what you. Moose, I got your name right. Here's what you do, Moose 907. You ready? Here's what you do. Sign off on me right now. That's okay. Just click off. Boom. I'll be out of here soon anyway. I'm almost back. Got another beer in the fridge. Click off on me. Go over here and call in. Call in and tell them Cue Ball sent you. You got it? Call in on Steve Summers Overnight Drive. That's you, Moose 907. You've been communicating a lot. So here we go. You pick up the phone, call that number, get that number, call in, and tell them Cue Ball. Tell them Cue Balls who sent you. I'll tell you what, Moose 907, you do that. Call in, let me know you did, and when I get merch up with Orwell, I'll get you a free shirt. How about that? Call in. Says I'll call in. Oh boy, do it. Easy. There you go. There you go. I would unmute this, but I don't want to have a copyright issue with that. That's copyright. I mean, have it on the screen's enough. But yeah. So there you go. Take care of it. Get that done. So Moose 907, seriously, you still listening? FestCheck Shop. Figure out how to spell my last name. FESZCHAKSHOP@gmail.com. Send me an email on that one, and that's how you get your shirt. Call in. I need to hear you call in here shortly. So with that, I'm gonna have to cut her off, and I'm gonna go get me a beer, and I want to hear Moose 907 call in Steve Summers over here. So see if I can find that number here. Anybody else? Let's see. Anybody else with new comments? No, not yet. Seems like Moose 907's the last man standing. You see how many people I got on my way to go get another beer. 43. Well, it's 3 a.m. Christ almighty. $40. Hey, you guys are some hardcore fans to still be here. Oh crap! I threw that out. You guys are still some hardcore fans sitting here watching me at 3 o'clock Wisconsin time. Ray Wilson, I'm back. Been checking out Steve Summers Overnight Drive. Ray, get your phone. Seriously, Ray. Get your phone and call my boy. I listen to him. Did he give you the number? I'm sure he's giving a number out. I'd have to end the live stream just to get the number off my phone. Trey Wilson, Avernell. It's 1 a.m. in Snohomish, Washington. Yes, sir. I'm sure it would be. Yeah, 2 hours behind. Yep. 1 a.m. 1:15. What year is your 3406B? Asked Peterbilt fan. The engine was built in 83. The truck's in 84. So the truck's in 83. Not Peterbilt. Caterpillar, according to the serial number, it's a 7FB. Engine 7FB. That's 7 Foxtrot Bravo. Rated for 400 horsepower. Factory. And it was built in 83. Recently rebuilt in 2020 by me. Listen, they're dropping off like flies. 41. Yeah, Ray, they are. Oh, man. Moose907, I hope you call in to Steve Summers. Ray, call in. Do you have the number, Ray? Ray, you message me on Facebook. I'll give you the number. I'll be able to get a hold of Ray on Facebook. I'll message you the number. But Ray, get on your phone and call him, man. I'd love to hear that. That'll guys, that'll tickle me pink. When I close this live stream and I sit on my couch right here with this beer and listen to my audience call in, that'll be so great because that'll tell me a lot, and that actually will help me out a lot. That'll actually help me get some sponsorship. In truth, that'll help me get some sponsorship, but more so, I want to help out a friend of mine. Okay, Steve gave me a lot of. I know my name's Steve too, but Steve Summers gave me a platform to give my opinions out long before I had YouTube, and that meant a lot to me in a weird way. It did, and I hate to see him done dirty the way iHeart did him. So if I can get some of my guys to go over there and listen to him and call in, it'd be great. So any of my guys that are left, please call into Steve Summers Show. Let them know Cue Ball sent you. FSC Speed Shop. That's who I am. Go by the CB handle Cue Ball. Now, let's see here. Peterbilt fan says, mine is a 3406E. Supposed to be 550, but it's turned to 700. Sweet. My 99 had an E model 550 cat. Spun a rod bearing in that thing. That thing went to, I put a crate motor, a single turbo C16 non-Acer. That was just 600 horsepower factory. That thing ate clutches like I eat chicken. So that engine was powerful, but it ate up clutches, and I did a lot of heavy haul work with that. I used to pull 86, 87, 88, almost 92,000 at times across Wyoming. That truck would hold 75, 80 mile an hour across the mountains, across Wyoming, through Utah. Of course, the hills stomped it down a bit, but man, that thing had some balls. Woof, that thing had some power. But it ate clutches pretty quick too, and that got hard. That was a true definition of rooster cruiser, that C16. I love that truck. I miss that truck. A local farmer owns it, and he pulls manure with it. Whatever. I had to let that thing go. But I do miss it. It's 10 p.m. here in New Zealand. Honored to live stream with you. You should do more live streaming. I got heaps of questions. All right, well, I'm still here. Start shooting them questions off. I am yours. So fire them off, because I'll be popping off here shortly. Hey, Moose907, you should be on hold already, right? Hey, Ray, if you don't have the answer, if you don't have the number, go ahead and call. Because I think Ray's one of my biggest fans. Peter Kowalski says, why no trucking since mid-November? Why not? The answer, here you go. Ready? Hunting season in Wisconsin was just before Thanksgiving. So me and my son took my travel trailer and went hunting. That's when I did that update video, Thanksgiving update video. Thanksgiving came and went. I traveled to New Jersey to see my mother. I mean, for the funeral of the turkey, because New Jersey was restricting how many people could come to, to see family. So funerals were allowed up to 30. Thanksgiving dinner was limited to 6 or 9 or something. So it was the funeral for the turkey, right? Anyway, I got to see my mother and my father. That happened immediately after we found out that everybody in this house had COVID. We already had it. So I couldn't get my mother at 71 sick, and I couldn't get my father at 74 sick because everybody in this house already had it. So we can't give them what we can no longer get. So that's how that played out. And I was gonna do some trucking videos and do some driving between Thanksgiving and Christmas, but I got pretty tied up with the shop. Um, I never got my truck fixed quick enough because I haven't released on YouTube some of the issues that Orwell had, or has, because some of them have been repaired, some of them have not. Because 3 months prior to Thanksgiving, I was just running nonstop. All I did was drive truck, edit video, drive truck, edit video, or drive truck or edit video. And my family was like ready to scream. They're like, geez, when are you gonna stop? Like, when are you gonna spend time with the family? And I'm like, let me get through to this, let me get through to this, and I'll get there. And we got there. So once that happened, done. I was done. Like, I worked so hard, like nonstop for like 3 solid months. And trucking's hard enough. Add filming and then add editing. Do you guys realize it takes, for the 20-minute videos you guys watch, it usually takes me 4 to 5 hours to edit that 20-minute video? So everybody bitches and complains about the music. I'd rather hear the wind noise, the music, the wind noise. I don't know. You realize each video usually takes me about 4, sometimes 5 hours. I'm not complaining, and ad revenues pay me for it, and I'm happy. I'm very grateful, very grateful. But it takes 4 to 5 hours to make a video. So full-time trucking and making videos, that's a lot of time. So right before Thanksgiving, I shut it off. I was done. I was done driving. I started to edit video and spend time with the family. Then I had an opportunity to go see my oldest son in Hawaii between Christmas and New Year's. So I went out to Hawaii with my family. Took Jen and Matt with me. There might be some automotive content coming from the visit from Hawaii. We might be getting another car, a Datsun. It's not solid yet, so don't go. But we got a Datsun possibly coming from Hawaii. So, but between Christmas and New Year's, I was out there, and I haven't uploaded a video for a while because I was in Hawaii. Now I'm home back to editing. I'm still editing crap from November. I'll give you a heads up. The next trucking video, we load up a farm tractor and bring it back here. Not a very big video, but Orwell breaks down. Not broke down like can't be moved, but Orwell had a couple pretty significant problems that had to be addressed after this last trip in. While hauling his farm tractor, I had 2 big problems show up that I had to resolve. And one is resolved, the other one is resolving. Probably tomorrow I'll get the part ordered, because I have to custom make parts for some things that old. But you'll see as the videos. Once you get done with the farm tractor, we're going to get into replacement of one part, and then replacement of another part, and then sprinkle in some automotive content. But I imagine in a week from today, I'll be back driving and filming whatever I'll be hauling. That's the basic plan. So hopefully some of you guys are on hold and getting ready to talk to Steve over here. Hot Shots Secret. HOT space SHOT apostrophe S Secret. It's the Steve Summers Overnight Drive. Tell him Cue Ball sent you. Let's see here. Oh, Moose is on? Does that mean he's on the radio? I'll have to go back. Holy crap! Just heard Moose on Steve Summers. Awesome. All right. Moose 907. You got a shirt coming too, brother. I already promised you that. Ray, you know you got one coming too. You're probably on hold too. Peterbilt fan says because my friend said N14s are better. My Classic XL had an N14. It was a good truck, but it was a good engine. It just couldn't pull away in an idle like my Caterpillars did. But it was a good engine. I didn't have any problems with it. Would you ever drive, Peterbilt fan, would you ever drive a 389 glider? My best friend Bino. Go back in videos. You'll see a green, alien green Peterbilt 389. That was a Fitzgerald glider with a 60 Series Detroit. That was a hell of a truck. He sold that truck, unfortunately, but that was a hell of a rig. Absolutely, I would. I just won't buy. Lucy drops and Moose is on. I guess, yeah, sure enough. And Moose called in. You want a guy's shirt? I guess I do, son of a bitch. All right, my brother. I appreciate that big time. He really called in. All right. Now I got to back that up. All right. I'll have to watch that. Now I got to watch that now. Oh, Lord. Stuff I started. Moose called in. All right. I guess it won't hurt. Oh, well, if I get demonetized, piss on it. There's the remote.
907 DC.
Yeah, Moose 907.
Moose 907. Okay, because that's your area code, right?
There you go.
That is my area code. That is the area code of Alaska.
All right. That's so cool. All right. Well, thanks so much for checking in. When we get the apparel in, we'll let you know, all right?
Sounds good, Steve. Take it easy, man. Stay warm.
Yeah, well, do me a favor and close that barn door up there because they're talking about that polar vortex coming out.
Yeah, we got none of that up here. It's nice and warm and it's raining, so we don't have to worry about that.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. There you go. So we got to get some apparel ordered. Hey, Chris, thanks for sticking up with us all night long. How about that? Geez, isn't it time to get some rest? I guess he said, well, this is the debut show. I got to be there. I got to listen in and see what they got going on. Well, I'll tell you what we'll do. We'll take a quick time out here. We'll get back to your calls. And got a couple lines open. As we're in our final hour, by the way. We're headed towards our final 30 minutes of the show for debut night. The Steve Summers Overnight Drive, live from the Hot Shot Secret Studio, back in 3.
You're listening to the Overnight Drive with Steve Summers. And we share the science behind...
Oh, boy. Yeah, I obviously I owe Moose 907 a shirt. Oh, yeah, absolutely. I do have old shop shirts that were I made for the shop. I'll kick him one of those immediately. So Moose 907, find me, hit me on Messenger or somehow. Just figure a way to get an email to me. FESZCHAK Feschak is my last name. FESZCHAK shop SHOP obviously at gmail.com. That's how I'll get your information and get you a shirt. And once I make new Orwell shirts, I'll get you one of those too. I really appreciate that. I caught the very tail end of that on here. I didn't want to do too much like cross audio and give a copyright problem with YouTube, but that's pretty badass. Let's see here. Are you guys from USA or Europe? Lucy